Hello, test. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first time we're ever conducting DK24 Summit. So we're extremely thrilled to have all of you all here because this isn't some of us forcing you all to come here. You all voluntarily submitted to come here, and that is incredible to see. So the main goal of this summit is just one thing: collaboration. So our main goal is to increase collaboration among communities in Mangalore. Because oftentimes, there's only so much a small group of people can do. With greater collaboration, we get a greater innovation in one region. So the whole point about DK24 is to increase collaboration in Mangalore, to foster a tech environment where we can collaborate with other communities and other this thing. So over the next hour or so, maybe for half an hour, we'll give each of your communities like around 2 minutes or so to introduce yourselves. So you can talk about who you are, what you do, what goals you want to achieve, what if you have any plans to do in the future, and so forth. So without further ado, let's get started with DK24. And another thing is this can be casual. I know the setting is very formal and it gives you kind of an anxious feeling to be here, but this is at the end of the day a formal setting. Sorry, not a formal setting, a casual setting. Sorry, even I got influenced by the mood. But yeah, like I said, a casual setting. Feel free to communicate with each other. Feel free to talk to each other and everything. Nobody is going to scold you over here. Okay, so without further ado, let's start the introductions of the team. I think we'll start, as a setting, we'll start with our introduction. I'll give it to...
Okay, so thank you, Himanshu, for such a pleasant introduction for everyone. So as Himanshu already told, this will be informal session. So feel free to talk whatever you want. It's recording, but fine. Okay, so I would like to add upon the introduction which he told. The main reason why are we conducting this summit is so that we know there are so many communities in each and every college, and we can collaborate with each other and do bigger things. Because I have seen posters from each and every college. They do one or the other event. They do a lot of events. But the thing is, awareness is a problem most of the times. Like, for example, we are doing the event now, but it's not that much spread into the different colleges. They don't know like whatever is happening. And that problem, I guess, everyone else also faces. So that was one of the main reasons why are we doing this summit. And also, there are some other more key points, which further in the slides we'll get to know. We'll talk about those issues as well. So we'll start with the introduction from our community. So we are Sahyadri Open Source Community, and we are the host for DK24 Summit. So we have been established in Sahyadri from past 5 years. So I am an ex-SOSC. These people are the new SOSC people. So I will give it to them to introduce more about our community. And a note, please turn on your mic when you speak, okay, because that won't capture your audio otherwise.
So as Devesh told, we are an open source community. We are like-minded people who are interested in tech. And we conduct multiple workshops and events which will help the members of our community and even outside the community to gain insights about the new technologies and the ideas of emerging technologies that are prospering in the society. And we even have we take internships to our juniors, like third-year students will be giving peer-to-peer sessions to the juniors, which helps them to gain a better understanding about what the seniors are doing. And we take workshops, we give tech talks. That is one main part of our business you can call. And the thing is, DK24, it's our flagship event. We conduct it yearly. This time it's the second time though. Devhost, sorry. Devhost. We did Devhost twice in this year. And in Devhost, we conduct multiple competitions and dev talks, workshops, and hackathons. Hackathon is one of the main attractions in our Devhost. And further about the community, we are building our community in such a way that there is more open source projects, open source contributions in the community itself.
Okay. So yeah, Devhost, why are we conducting 2 times is, last Devhost, we got some good speakers and the college want it every sem. So that's the thing, like when you have a community in the college will be like very much interested in fostering that community. Why? Because since we conducted Devhost, we got one speaker this year. He is Pranav Durai. He is an OpenCV researcher. He had a talk yesterday and he is staying here for 3 days. So it's very difficult to get first of all those speakers. We called him last time, he had a busy schedule. Then we had to call him again, then before 2 months we called him and he was ready to come this time. So because of that, now each and every department is having a workshop with him. How can we foster AI? How can we teach AI to people? How can we do research in AI? So that's one of the main reasons why we do this flagship event. So again, adding to the introduction, please add any of the flagship event or any of the key event which you conduct so that we are also aware about it. Okay, so we'll popcorn. So we'll tell which community should go. Or should we go clockwise? Popcorn in the sense, I will tell one community. Once then they will tell another community's name. I guess that's better. They can remember names.
Yeah.
So I will popcorn it to, whom should I put?
Why not DevNation?
DevNation, yeah.
So our community is DevNation. So we are from Age Institute of Engineering and Technology from Mangaluru. So our community main vision of our community is to foster this innovation in technology. So using this technology, how we can solve the real world problems as a student. And it's been 3 years till now. This was the vision of our super seniors to conduct, to have a community where students come across of different branches. We are not restricted only to software branches. We are open to other branches like mechanical and civil. So our main intention is that we want to incorporate that technological innovations where we can collaborate with the different departments and give an innovative solution. So from that, our main vision is to, from within 5 years, the goal of our community is to build an entrepreneurial startups, develop the entrepreneurship within the students of the community and to come up with new startups. And also we are successful in getting 2 startups in our community. So that is in the incubation part right now. So by 2 years, it will come to a market scale. So we have conducted many peer-to-peer learning. So here we are planning to conduct internships from the coming year, from 2025 to 2026. But currently we are not into that. But we'll surely start up from the SOSC. So now we are focusing on peer-to-peer learning and industry collaboration. So our students, the community members, they go to various community events. So there they will learn few technologies and they'll come up and they'll teach the first years directly. So what happens is that when they come to their higher semesters, they will be having the knowledge and they will pass to their peers. So that is our mindset, that is our vision now. So, and one specialty of our community is every week, every Saturdays, there will be one event from our community. So every month we'll have an industry level event where the industrial speaker comes into a campus and gives the talk. But the other weekdays, all the students from each branch, from each semester, they will conduct a peer-to-peer workshops. So that's the one thing. So that's all about our community.
Again, sorry to interrupt. Whenever you introduce your community, please introduce the members from your community as well.
Yeah, sorry.
And one of the reasons why we had mentioned, bring one junior with you, because this should continue next year. Otherwise, I will go. These people would have no idea what is happening. Okay, so that was the main reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So myself, Darshan Bandari, I am the community lead for DevNation. And here we have Jnanish. He is the one of the co-member of our DevNation.
Okay, we'll introduce ourselves as well. So myself, Devish Shetty. I am in final year. I am ex-president of SOSC. Then
I'm Amritraj. I'm in third year. I'm an organizer at SOSC.
And my name is Himanshu Shetty, and I'm also an organizer at SOSC.
And myself, Pratik G. Shetty. I'm also an organizer in SOSC.
Also, a note, before in Devish's time, what we had done is we had one president, and he was like the head. But we moved on from that form of leadership to a more flatline structure, where we have 5 organizers, and they handle various verticals, but there's no hierarchy. They more or less have a distributed set of power.
so that's an experiment which we are trying out because we found some problems with the last structure. So yeah, whom do you want to popcorn it to?
I would popcorn to SSOC.
Like, is it okay if we wait for 5 more minutes? Like, our lady said to come. Yeah, GDG SJEC.
Okay, so good morning. We are from St. Joseph Engineering College, Vamanjur, and we are representing GDG. GDG stands for Google Developers Club. This started 3 years ago in our college. Back then it was called GDSC, Google Developer Student Clubs, and from this year they have renamed it to GDG. It's like international level. Multiple colleges have these communities in them, and everywhere they have changed the name. So our lead is we have one lead, and then we have leads for different streams. Like there is a lead for UI UX, there is a lead for cloud, there is a lead for app development, web development, Flutter, and our main goal is to teach about the Google products, how you can use them for future, for anything we are building, how to learn them. Now, one of our main goals right now is Google Skill Boost Study Jams. The Google gives us pathways, it gives us courses, and we have to complete them. Also, there is a lot of stuff to learn from them. This time we have cloud storage, Vertex AI, how to use Vertex AI, and monitoring systems, all on Google Cloud. Also, it's completely based on Google Cloud. And recently we had one talk called Developers Path. So we had one senior who passed out talking to us, and 3 more people from around India who spoke to us virtually, and they shared their experience, their interview experience, what they learned, how they started out, and everything. It was a good thing. Now, most of the events that we have conducted has been within the college. To only our students, but there are plans to do bigger events. Yeah. I'm Dion, and this is Shravya, and we are both event coordinators. Our leads have exams, so they couldn't come today. Thank you. Team challenges.
Hello everyone, nice to meet you all. My name is Samad and this is Danyashri. We are from Team Challenges here at Sayadri. We majorly focus on project developments, and last year we conducted Aerophilia, but this time due to our leads not being busy with their placements and stuff, we couldn't do it this sem. But if you stick around next year, we might have that. And tomorrow we have an air show. Yeah, we're majorly a aero modeling club. We deal with designs and stuff. Yeah. I'd like to Kudla Builders.
Am I audible? Hey everyone, my name is Amrit Sherwa. I'm actually working in this thing called Kudla Builders. I'm not like a university person. I'm like an industry type person. So I'm the founder of a company called Flashmates. It's like a PropTech company where we can buy, sell, rent housing, all types of housing and properties. We have around 120,000 users across the globe, and it's growing every week. So one thing working on a system called Kudla Builders. The problem is that I feel like a lot of universities in India, especially in Kudla, like they focus a lot on placement. Like let's say if someone has an idea, they have a project, they're basically forced to like hasten for placements. So we can put on the boarding that hey, you got placed with the company, blah blah blah. What if you can actually invest in these people? And like let's say if you have a college level project, what if you give you a certain amount of money, you can work on it, and like give you more exposure to like the startup world. So that's the goal with this. So my goal right now is basically building a community. We already have around 300 folks. It's on Discord. And one thing we want to go is like to have our own physical space and a fund where we can invest in these like ideas. And I'm mostly targeting university students because like I see a lot of students here in like Mangalore with a lot of interesting ideas, but they just don't have the exposure. And the thing is that in India, if you want exposure to the startup world, you either have to go to Bangalore or Mumbai. I'm like, why not? Let's do it here in Mangalore. So I'm connected with Mangaluru. I'm connected with the founders of almost every tech company, like Nivius, 99 Games. Like, I'm in touch with all of them. We're working together, basically building a program through which we can help out these people. So if you're interested, you can reach out to me. The community's on Discord, but I want to create like local chapters through which we can help you out. For me, like a bit of my background, I was I'm actually new to India. I just completed a year in India last month. Like, I've never lived here. I wasn't born here. I've never been to schools. Like, like no connection at all. I'm in Tuluvarpan, but apart from that, like no connection. So my entire, from childhood till now, like I've been extremely entrepreneurial. I got to work with the government of Dubai, with the royal family. I got to work in, like, I did my bachelor's in the US. I got to work with Y Combinator, with a company called Repl. In fact, they're my first investors. So all these exposure led me to basically come back to India and try to build our own ecosystem, especially more targeted towards university students. So yeah, if anyone's interested, please reach out and feel free to like reach out about anything. And if you want an internship at Flashmates or any of like the thing working on, I'm also working on this thing called Tulu AI, which is basically trying to build like ChatGPT, but for Tulu. Like if you've seen the translator for Tulu, like before Google Translator came out, that's the one I built. Yeah, that's all my introduction. Yeah, sorry for taking a lot of time. Popcorning to Finite Loop Club.
Hello everyone, my name is Satvik and I'm from Finite Loop Club, and we are from NMAM Institute of Technology. So we are representing Finite Loop Club. So our main goal is to build a community of developers. Over to Nandan. He'll be explaining.
Yeah, hello, I'm Nandan Pai, Vice President of Finite Loop Club from NMIT. Our main goal of our club is peer-to-peer learning. Um, we have been in the game for around 8 years now, and yeah, it's a huge community of over 1,200 plus members from our college. Uh, we conduct a lot of workshop in every single domain that is possible from our club, including web, app, blockchain, AI, everything basically. And yeah, we also are like the main part of Incredia. Just like you have Synergia, we have Incredia in our college, and we are the main part of the technical team of that event. And we have been building completely paperless jury system, registrations, everything. So yeah, we have achieved a very big feat of using less than around 50 or 100 A4 sheets in for the entire event. So we plan on uh, reducing that even more, so that is also a huge environmental impact and also use of tech in a good way. We conduct, we have a flagship CTF event called Digital Hunt. We conducted it just a month ago, and we also have our flagship hackathon, national level hackathon that happens every year. Last year was the first time we conducted it. We are going to have it again in 2025. So yeah, this is the first time I'm announcing it outside our organization. Barely anyone knows that we are going to conduct it again. So yeah, we are going to have Hackfest again in March or April 2025. Last year we had a huge registrations of around 1,300 people, and it took a lot of time to jot it down to 60 teams, but we somehow did it. It was a lot of effort, but yeah, this time we are expecting even bigger registration count, and also yeah, we have seen great interest and participation from actually almost all the colleges over here that are present here. So we are familiar with your clubs, so we expect even bigger participation and interest and collaboration from your side for this year's Hackfest as well. Thank you. Yeah, I'll popcorn it to GLUG PACE.
Yeah, be seated. So introduce. Well, pass the mic.
sorry.
So you have to introduce yourself, your club, and any event, flagship event which you conduct under your club.
Okay, so hello guys, myself Afran, and currently I'm the vice president of GLUG. The president couldn't attend because they have internships and things like that. Okay, so currently we have two flagship events. One is the hackathon which we conduct in the EvenSim, and another is more like a branch entry that we conduct for junior students. Like when they enter into the department, we promote open source software. We call resource persons from outside. We teach the students about open source softwares. Those are the flagship events that we are conducting, and all our workshops are focused on open source softwares. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so myself, Afran, and currently I'm the vice president of GLUG PACE, and
Mohammed Shakib, I'm a member of GLUG PACE.
okay, so he's a second year and I'm a third year. So
I think Sceptix can move here.
Um, right. My name is Nitin. This is Lishal. We are second years at SJEC. Our seniors couldn't come because they have exams, but we mentioned juniors. We are the juniors here. So I'd like to introduce our club. That is the Sceptix Club. We are a fairly new club. It's been only like 2 years since we were established. About the hierarchy, we did have a president and vice president, but we recently abolished, and we just have representatives. That is Nihal and Rachan, who are at third year right now. They have exams. Yeah. So as for us, we are just members. We don't really focus on like something specific. I mean, mainly our club promotes FOSS, any open source softwares. But recently we have, even into like stuff like game dev and stuff like that. So currently I'd like to talk about what we do in the club. So how we do things in the club. First, we had like teams for every single domain. It could be web dev, app dev, AML, blockchain and stuff like that. But yeah, recently it's more like one guy comes up with an idea, we build a team right there, and then we focus on, meeting like short deadlines that we decide on ourselves. So if you talk about main events, we had Hack to Future 1 and 2, which is one of the most successful hackathons we've done. Hopefully 3, look forward to it. And app dev, yes, we have built a lot of apps for in and around college itself. For example, in Hack to Future, our team built a app to manage registrations very easily, like everything related to Firebase for backend and QR code scanning, everything. And then also we're working on a website for our club itself where we could register our projects and just keep track of how everything goes. We thought like documentation, a lot of documentation would be good, but it was a big pain. So we go as less, just like Finite Loop, like no papers, it's all going to be digital. But like even in digital, it should be minimal and not too, not a lot of documents to read. Then if we talk about Sceptix Alliance, it's a small, like for first years to connect like, as I told you, Sceptix, it doesn't really focus the, improvement of just our members. It's also about people who are outside, not just in college as well. We thought of like collaborating outside as well, which is not like it's still in the works. But Sceptix Alliance allows even the juniors who are in first years right now to connect with our club and then share their opinions. So we also promote FOSS, as I told. It's more like Linux stuff. I mean, 70% of our club just uses Linux. We don't use Windows anymore. So we build tools for that. It could be like as simple as writing scripts, or else even building a whole window manager. We build, as I told you, if we talk about game dev, even game dev, we don't do just like, how they normally do it. It's not like Unreal Engine or Godot or stuff like that. We try to do it from scratch as much as possible. There is a famous library called Raylib. It's written in C. So we've recently finished like a small game. We didn't release it yet. It's still in the works, but yeah, that's one of the major feats of our club. And then not just coding, we even promote most of the things outside. Like we have a media team. We even do photography, video editing and stuff like that, all the way up to 3D animations in Blender or any 3D modeling. Then if we talk about how we go about projects and teaching people, it's more about like not teaching people and then just giving them work, giving them deadline, and then letting them figure out things on their own. We advocate project-based learning more than sessions. So that's recently something that we've implemented. We just directly work on projects, no matter what you know, what background you have. You might be from electronics branch or CSE branch, it really doesn't matter. As long as there is something that you want to do, we make sure that you get the resources that you need and then just, start working on things. And also, we, as I told you, we prefer more low-level things. Like it could be building interpreters or compilers and stuff like that. And also we don't stick to a tech stack, which we probably shouldn't do, but yeah, we change a lot of things. Recently, I mean, personally, me, I've been into Go more recently, one of the languages for backend and stuff like that. So yeah, we are a very versatile club. That's what I wanted to say. Do you have anything to say, Lishal? Okay. I'd like to pass over to Core.
So, hello everyone. My name is Sri Krishna. I'm a core member. Core stands for Center of Research Excellency, and here we aim for peer learning, and we open for all the branches actually. Currently, we have nearly 20 members, and we are expecting more in the future. The first year students. I'm from second year actually. My senior, due to personal reasons, he couldn't come today. So it's been 2 years. The club has been started. One of our main events was Unbounded, which had nearly 8 to 10 events, and we got a lot of participants in our college itself. I mean, it's open for only our college. We conduct a lots of sessions on various technological topics. For example, we had a session on OpenCV in the previous year. It is not continued now, and we in the club we are working on different projects. For example, one of the team is working on a line follower project, and another team working on OpenCV, that's computer vision, and another team is working on the OpenCV. Wait, I forgot that what it is. Okay, next. Say more about that. Yeah, I'm just a member, so I just recently joined the club, so I don't know much about the club. So I would like to pass for now.
All the communities have.
What college are you from?
I am from VCET, Puttur, Vivekananda College of Engineering Technology.
And again, okay, it's an open discussion. You can take the mic anytime and interrupt anytime and talk, okay? Okay, so it was pretty nice. I got to see a lot of new faces actually. Oh, SSOSC is introduced, right? Oh yeah, introduce yourself.
Okay, myself Kirtik. I'm currently the Vice President of SSOSC. Ours is Srinivas Open Source Community Club. And due to some reason, our president is not been able to come. So he has some personal issues. Okay, this is established by it is only for 2 years, I guess. And now in recent October, we have conducted a talk, and we are hoping for conducting a hackathon in the future coming days. And our college doesn't support hackathons that much. So we currently held one hackathon last year, which was a success. It was from Google Developers Club. So this year we are planning through SSOSC, and that's all. Thank you. And he's Sudama. He's a event lead in our club.
Yes. So yeah, it was nice introducing everyone. So I guess everyone remembers whoever are there under the roof, right? So that was the main agenda of like DK24, so that we can know each other, and we know, okay, now Finite Loop conducts this event, they conduct Unbounded, they conduct they have their like GLUG PACE community which conduct FOSS. And I saw one thing, many people are into FOSS, like almost 50% of them mentioned like they promote FOSS. So that's actually pretty cool, because coming back to the second slide, why collaboration is key for growth, somehow it was a good segue to it. Okay, I heard most of them were telling, we built our own registration site for our event, we built our own registration site for our event, even we did build our own registration site for our event. Okay, so that's actually a lot of repetition, don't you think? So much time is spent just to build a registration app or a website, which is same for everyone. Like all of us have like similar kind of event. There is nothing much rocket science in it. So that's where the collaboration comes into place. Like if we know each other, and if we already collaborate, and if we think on like, if we can get data points from everyone, okay, we want this kind of setup, we want this kind of setup. And we together can have a single repo, and we build that for Mangalore. Basically, okay, whatever events happen in Mangalore, we can register from that. So that's one of the reason why collaboration is very important. It will reduce repetition a lot, and we can rely on only like one point of like code, and we can just use it for a different events. And it will be pretty cool. Mangalore has its own ecosystem for registration for technical events. Like, that's the reason. Want to tell anything?
So to add on to what Devish said, when they were doing the Devhost last time, Codeblaze, which was almost the last Synergia, they made Sankalp for the event registration thing. And the problem that we found out that it is very specific to that event. You can't just reuse the same code for this thing. So they built Sankalp, then this year again, we both built Scape for Devhost again. And we realized, I mean, we couldn't do anything because we have to do something. But if, like we said, we could just make like a general architecture where we could just clone it and just add on to it, our own repos. So like one basic this thing of all the functionalities, the registration page, the QR thing. Like last time the QR thing was not there in their thing, so we added on the QR stuff. But to just do that amount, we had to refactor the entire code and make our own code. So there is a lot of repetitiveness. So if we could maybe like collaborate and build one repository where we could have one general architecture of the code, all the pages, all this thing, we just clone it and add the events that we want for that event. Honestly, that would be a lot better than doing this every single year, because believe me, it was a pain to do this.
But I think like not saying it's bad, but isn't the thing that you're planning focus for like, colleges, events that are open for all Mangalore, right? So for example, let's say our hackathon that was there last year, it was like specifically for our college because it was the first hackathon that we organized. And yeah, some of the clubs, they do events only for like their college because of the limited funds and factors like that. So is there any suggestions or any plans that, even if we make a collaborative repo, as you said, is there any way that we can, just for our college, like, is there any?
Yeah, if we have a requirement, we can code it.
So the thing is, what I'm saying is just a very basic page, like just the skeleton of the whole structure, like the code and everything. All the individual components that you all want, you all can add on your own thing. Like let's say you all are making a hackathon, and let's say we are not making a hackathon. We just don't need to include that page. But let's say that page is not there, and you want to include a hackathon, just write the code for it. Whatever, we give you the freedom to whatever you all want to add it. What I was talking about was just making a basic skeleton that we could reuse. Essentially, a Google Sheets. Whatever you're writing in it is up to you, but the basic structure is already done. Something like that, but I'm dumbing this down a lot, but essentially that is what I wanted to tell.
Or else what we can do is like we can develop like a CMS, like a WordPress type. Not exactly WordPress, but we'll have a skeleton structure. Based on that, we can customize for our need. So it will be very useful when we go for college levels, and because few colleges saying this is our college, we want our own. So if we have a centralized like for one for Mangalore, then most of the college or university they might not accept. We will go for our own. But if we do like a CMS, we can use the base structure, base software, then develop something for that. So they can say this is our college, but still in the back end it's ours.
Again, like that mindset, we should somehow make the college understand. Like, it's not like it's your college. Yeah, but yeah, because if we don't stand up, if we don't speak up to the college, they will be there in their own mindset. So we should tell them it's our code which we wrote. Even we have a contribution there. So what we do was like we have our GitHub account with SOSC name. So we contribute with that, and so that whenever we create a PPR or something, we are like members inside it. So that even the club will get recognition, and also we'll like whenever we create a PR, we'll have like down like written who all were individually involved in the PR, because organization by itself can't do. There should be someone who is doing it. So even the organization will get a recognition, and even the the contributors. So this is how you can also contribute to many other open source projects as well. So let's not restrict this just to registration app. There are like actually so much potential in it. You can do so many things in Mangalore itself, which can like just make us like technically advanced.
And one more thing what I want to quote is that in our community we promote freelancing. So we have around 16 freelancers in our community. So what if we like how we have a registration like portal which is repetitive? What if we have a freelancer portal for Mangalore?
Yeah, that's also
Again, it will connect different people and different developers.
Yes, true.
Another thing is that like all of you are told about what your community specializes in, right? So now let's say we are not very good at kernel development or something, but for our project we need something from that. So we can approach a community that we know can deal with that. Likewise, if you all have anything that you all want to be done and want our help with it, you all can approach us and ask about that. To like offload these things that you may not be that good at and it's honestly repetitive to do, but you want to focus on a key thing, and you can collaborate with the other communities over these other modules. Because speaking with a lot of industry professionals lately, what thing is I've understood is that software development right now is just assembling Lego blocks. Like everybody makes their own this thing. You have to just assemble it, know how to assemble, how the code works and everything. Instead of just building everything from scratch, we have modules for everything that we assemble to make a working thing, and it is much faster. So that form of architecture, I think, is very missing in like communities where we just sit and build everything from scratch. Whereas you don't need to build everything from scratch. So that is also one thing that all our communities can work together on.
I have a suggestion. So basically, I think it's basically what you told, but you can do like an open source template on GitHub, and then you people fork it, and then add what you want to it. The second thing I want to ask is like when you do a registration page, like do you take in like the email of your student, like university? Is that how it works? Like when people register? Oh, okay. No, because so we have this. So we have a platform called Flashmates U. It's best for university students. So let's say if you sign in using your university email, it will detect which university you go to, what you're studying, and basically, it's like sorry, my nose is a bit. So we basically custom built it, and it's basically allows you to like it basically allows you to verify student users. So I think we can basically give that access to you for free, like no charge anything. Like basically sign in with that thing, like how you signed with Google. There's more of like authenticating student users to any platform. So if you guys want that, you can like let me know about it. So we can do that for you absolutely for free. And also I think like what we can do is like basically build like a consortium or something, like like one of the leads on collaboratively work together on some like basically how you have SOS GitHub, like like DK24 GitHub.
Yeah.
You all come together, work on it, make it like open source, a template, and you all can fork it, and then yeah.
Yeah, so adding on to this thing, everyone has just been talking about registration. So that is not a big deal and not a big thing to do. Our main focus, what we have been doing for the last 2 years is main thing, every competition I go to, every hackathon I go to, they roam around with a notepad, with a paper, just printouts. So why not automate jury as well? Scoring, everything. It should be digital. Paper is too old for this age now. Because papers, what if you lose them? What if something happens? You don't have the record, right? So I think that is one main thing which we have to incorporate if we build this thing. So registration is pretty easy to do, anyone can do it. So this is something that we should focus on, adding multiple judges, real-time updation with WebSockets, everything. So whatever, I think this is where we should focus, and we are very happy to contribute from our side if you want. So we can give you that entire system what we have.
Actually, adding on to that, we have SSTs, right? Cyber Science Challenge, right? It's a part of Synergia. We actually built a evaluation app itself for those kids. Like they will have around 300 teams, 300, 400 teams. It's not easy to maintain all the papers. We actually built a app. We can show you the app later. We actually built an app for that, and the thing is, guy single-handedly built the app in 2 weeks. And it's something great that when it comes to in last-minute preparations and all. Yeah, I just wanted to add to that.
So even that app, maybe we can open source. And we can just try to find out a way where we can connect all those things together.
These things, we actually came up with the startup idea where we can make a event management platform and we can give it out to other people and they can use our software and stuff.
Devfolio for Mangalore.
Huh?
Devfolio for Mangalore. Basically.
Yeah. So I have to head out in a minute. I'll be heading out at some judging pitch competition. But before I leave it, I just want to say it was a nice meeting you. Another thing I want to share is that, so since we all talking about like entrepreneurial students, like let's say if any student who has an innovative idea or a project and want to basically scale it, take it to the next level. So what I'm proposing, like build a platform where you can like track all these projects, connect them with grants, like because right now we have WTF Fund, where they're investing people 25 and below. There's a thing called like the Devfolio has a Build India grant. There's a bunch of grants from the government as well. So basically for the students in Mangalore, giving them an exposure to like any of these grants that's out there, because a lot of people don't know. They're like, oh, this is my college for, because I've seen a lot of people who have worked on something very interesting and it was later replicated years later, and they're basically working in some like job in like Bangalore, like why, like working in a startup. So basically if you have anybody, like I would love to help you out personally, and I'm trying to build like this community where the industry can help you out, because like they're like vehemently anyone from Alvas here? No one, right? We have like Mangaluru has a tie with Alvas, where they're basically helping the students out with their ideas. So basically I want to do this for everyone here, because I'm connected with Sadri because this is my second time here. I keep seeing their faces almost every single time. So, and also St. Joseph's is very close to my home, and every time I pass there, I see a bunch of innovative things happening. So if any of you know anyone or like want to build this platform, please do reach out, because this would like change the entire ecosystem here. Like instead of like people go for placements, what if we can have like the next big thing right here in the universe? I mean in Mangalore. My nose is a bit fucked, so I'm sorry. But yeah, thank you so much, guys. I'm gonna take a leave, and feel free to reach out. Just you can give my number's there on the WhatsApp, the one with the +1, the weird number. That's mine. So. Yeah, bye guys. I have to head out. I'm there till tomorrow. I'm not staying until tonight. Yeah, I'm mentor.
Yes, I guess Sceptix wanted to tell something.
I like the idea of event management thing. I mean, as they pointed out, we could not just do registrations and make a full-fledged, a boilerplate code for event registration. But there is one thing. You see, even in the 2-week period that you grinded hard to make that app, you learned a lot, right? So when we were in first years, we were like directly put on to these things around the club when we were not even in the club. So it's like we had this amazing exposure of these amazing seniors who made us like work on things like when we didn't even, like the bare coding I knew that time was just writing print statements. But you see, so my whole point was, I believe we should not keep that boilerplate code like too much, what do you say, with a lot of features. It's more like, I believe it's better for people to work on them from scratch. I mean, not directly from scratch. As he pointed out, he had like many modules like make things easy. But at the end, in this chat GPT era where people just write one single prompt, make a website and say, I'm a web developer, I believe we should focus more on our learning and like actually teach people what's happening. So if the boilerplate, that code is too like simple and not like with less features. If it is with less features, then it's better to give the opportunity for people to work on that even more. So the basic idea would be like, not keeping it too simple. I mean, keeping it too simple on the other hand, yeah.
I kind of appreciate the perspective, but I have some other opinions on that. So it's like building things from scratch, even I did, and it's actually fun. But the thing is, it becomes repetitive at one point. You can use that same energy to build something more useful. So now the point is, as you told, the boilerplate shouldn't be too simple. Should be simple, right? The problem what happens is, I will tell you why open source. The beauty of open source. Like once we start with a simple code, then people start adding more code on top of it. So when you want to add more code, you should understand what is going behind it. So that's basically you're already learning. So if you go into industry, like if you go into companies and all, the first thing they will see is like how well you can adapt to the current code base. So if you have that art of knowing, okay, how I can understand the code base, how I can learn more, and how can I build on top of it, I guess that's one of the thing which is missing out, and that's what open source gives us. Because there's already so many projects out there in open source, and if you want to contribute, you have to take quite a good amount of time just to understand the code base. So I feel like when we start collaborating with each other, people will start adapting and they will learn more because they will learn to collaborate rather than just sitting alone and building it. And again, building from scratch, I don't deny it, but maybe he can build something else. He can start it from scratch, people can build on top of it. I mean, there's a lot of rooms for like what and all you can build. So that's my some 2 cents on that.
I would like to welcome our principal and
Yes.
principal to the
Yeah, we have our.
Yes. Yes, no, I just welcome you, sir.
I want to add just 2 points for what Davis said. Now, when we go for open source contribution, so initially the project will be started from scratch. So when many people are contributing, automatically it grows up, it scales up, the complexity, the optimization goes up. So when a first year comes and he wants to contribute to that, so there are 2 outcomes. Either by seeing the code base, he will come up and think like, I will study this, then he start learning by himself. Or else by seeing the code, he will be scared of. There are 2 outcomes. So we are going with the first outcome, where he sees the code base and feels like, okay, I will learn it, I will contribute to it. So even that is possible. So if we keep it as simple as possible, if we keep it as less features, I think we can't scale it up. Because when we want to implement at institutional level, we can't scale it up. So it will be like same features, no improvements. But I think that's my point of view.
So also speaking about collaboration, we can have something like a Discord server for whole of Mangalore developers. So that would, okay, great.
I don't know who created that. I'm part of it. There is nothing updated in that. If the owner is, if someone knows the owner, we can do stuff with that also.
The problem is most of them go dead after some time.
Yeah.
So
So that's the problem. Like if only seniors do it, next year they don't know what happened. So that's exactly why again we have juniors. So even next year when you do this, you have your juniors. So it should continue like a cycle.
Okay, and one more thing I want to say is, before the COVID time, like our community, the GLUG community, is actually a child. It's like a child. There are many GLUG communities among various colleges. Its parent, the main parent is FSMK, Free Software Movement Karnataka. So what happened before the lockdown COVID period was, these FSMK people, they used to hold a training program. So it was a 10-day training program, and they used to go to one college and 10 days full training. Like they used to teach the students, teach the participants all about open source. So after the COVID time, they stopped it. So right now what I'm doing is like, connecting, trying to, start this training program again. Because in our college right now, GLUG used to be a very big club. It had around 140 to 150 students. But right now it's only reduced to 60 students. And after now, there are new AI batches, IoT branches, many branches. Now they're like, now it's only the members are only from CS department. And I don't want that, because the more members we have, the more various variety of ideas we'll have and things like that. So yeah, one thing what we can try is instead of just hackathons and something, we can do training programs, like collaborating with the whole of Mangalore. From each college, we'll send some students, teach them about open source, so that even our juniors, the ones who come after us, they'll know something about programming, open source, so that next time they don't need to build from scratch because we'll already teach them about the scratch, like the training program.
Yeah, that is one of the things that I wanted to discuss about is that when we got speakers here, right, and they're pretty high profile speakers, and sometimes you feel like there are not, like, there's just a limit on how many people can attend it, right? So I was thinking of maybe we had inter-community workshops where if you all can invite somebody and then you all can send an invite to all of the communities present here, every person who's interested, only for them to show up. And they can get some insights from that. Because sometimes it just feels like people just attend for the sake of it. So it sometimes feels like, you know, there could have been more people who could have been really, really interested to be present there. So when we have such speakers, we can have workshops or talks where we can invite everybody present in other communities who might be interested in. And this can be like a common place where everybody can do it. And we can keep it as a round table type thing where there's no pressure on who has to do it, but we have this workshop we are doing, everybody is invited. You all have a workshop you all are doing, everybody is inviting, and so on. And plus, in such a setting, you meet more people with like-minded individuals, and it's a very good place to exchange ideas.
When one community hosts a workshop and give access to other communities as well, the other community gets access to the speaker as well. So all the communities don't have to reach out to industry and do it themselves. Believe me, it's not easy to reach out to industries. As from last 3 months, I'm doing it daily. I've got no rest of, and it's low turnout. Like industry people reaching out to us, it's low. And not low, it's none, believe me. And it's better if we have access to the speakers in a way that if one community has access, then he or that community can give that access to the other communities as well.
It's like, again, like coming back to the speakers which you brought, like it was very difficult to get them also. I told about Pranav Durai. So the one sad thing which we see is like there is no turnout of people who come to like see his talk. Like he is such a big person. He is working with Stanford University. He is working with Siemens for one of their project. Works with multi-million-dollar setup and all. With so much knowledge in his hand, when we bring him, the turnout is really less. So that's again like for us it feels like we just wasted his potential. So that's another reason why we did this DK24, why we got this idea was, we went to India FOSS. Have you heard about FOSS United? Yes. So we have Mangalore chapter as well. So we do meetups every 2 months. So they have one flagship event called as India FOSS, which happens in Bangalore every year around September-October range. So me, Amrit, and some of my batchmates, around 6 people, we went to India FOSS. There were around 1,500, 2,000 people coming from all over India. And they had wide variety of speakers, around 60 speakers which they had brought, and they didn't reach out. Those people reached out to FOSS United that I want to give a talk. So that kind of what you call branding we should build in Mangalore. We are not replacing FOSS, but we are having such kind of ecosystem so that they know Mangalore audience is worth the audience. They can come and pitch to us. If you go to Bangalore, there is events going on every week or every day. One or the other workshops or one of the other meetups will be going on. In Mangalore, it's pretty rare. It's growing, but we should like accelerate it a little. So that's my point on that.
And also coming to this like inter-community workshops. So actually last year DevNation and SOSC had planned of collaboration. But during discussion, the one issue is like if we do through online, we have no issues. But if we do offline, again there is a question like conflict of management, not among the students. Students are ready to collaborate, students will come, but conflict of management. Because when we host in the college or any offline event, so we need their permission. Again, the conflict.
AJ will AJ will need it be in AJ.
Age.
And it will come down to like whose logo should come first.
Yeah, whose name should come first.
Yeah.
So if it is in our case like AJ should come first, then Sahyadri. They won't accept it. They want Sahyadri to come first and AJ, and entire event will get
We
cancelled.
need to make some
So one of the diplomatic solution can be like make like a marriage card kind of thing. If it is from the what you call girls side, the girls name will be first. Boys side, boys name will be first. So our posters will have our logo first. Your posters will have your logo first.
No, I guess.
But still, if they get those posts again, it will be an issue through the management point of view.
Or if we are doing it as a yearly event, we can cycle it. This
Yeah.
year your
Yeah.
turn, next
Yeah,
year
yeah.
we are doing it.
Yeah.
So
Actually, even with the
yeah, go on.
even with the DK Summit, it's not like every year it should be in
Sahyadri,
Sahyadri.
yeah. Actually, we were going to talk about that also. We'll continue that only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't want
Okay,
to
before
happen
that,
it in,
excuse me,
yes.
before that,
Continue, sir.
like as you said, like many inter-college workshop, many conflicts will happen. So what I'm thinking is, we'll make a catchy logo or something like that. Like we are the community. We are the community. So we'll make a catchy logo. That logo will be there. And side, it will be like sponsored by so-and-so colleges. That will be in the below, like and at the end. I think that's much better than our college first, next your college. That will solve all the problems. Like if the teacher says, what's this logo? We can say, we are a community of colleges. And this is our branding. For example, like Google, GDSC. It may be happening in AJ, BA, Sahyadri or anywhere. But first, Google's logo will be there and where it will be held. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, just like G7 and G20.
That was inspiration.
Exactly how we came up with DK24.
So
Like Amrit, not this Amrit, the other
Amrit Shenawat.
Amrit Shenawat, he told that a consortium of clubs, where like, I don't know, some generic, like Mangaluru consortium of clubs and something like that. And then if one community, for example, this year Sahyadri is organizing, it's that first dash SOSC. Then if next time Finite Loop is conducting, then that dash Finite Loop Club. Something like that, where some sort of arrangement where both the college will also be okay with and both the clubs also will be okay with. And we can cycle through it. With that assurance that we are cycling it through the colleges, if we give that assurance to the colleges, I think they'll pretty much buy it. And with so many clubs coming together, we have a bigger footprint that we can pitch to them. If it is just one community going to a college and saying, they may not take us, they might take us for granted. But with such a big footprint behind, they will have to at least, think about it.
So yeah, we would appreciate if anyone for next year would like to host DK24 Summit. Because if now you are familiar with our campus. So next time if, for example, Sceptix conducts, we can go to Joseph and we can see their campus and we can even participate in their events. So that's like a add-on benefit with that.
Yeah, I'd like to add on to that. I think, we would be very happy to take it up for the next year. I think we can have it during our the Hackfest that I was talking about. It's a 3-day thing. So just like Synergia, we have Hackfest. So we can include that DK24 Summit along with the Hackfest next year. So we can expect a huge participation from everyone, every college over here, and we'll get a chance to meet as well, right? So yeah, I think we would be very happy to take it up next year.
Thank you for taking the initiative.
And
So
all,
that's, yeah.
yeah, sorry for the So my thing is that now if we are hosting this summit during the time of our college fest, personally I feel that there will be a conflict. Why? Because now the duration of fest, like the season of fest is like from April, May or March. So during that time span, most of the college conducts fest. So again, it will be it will be restricted at only to this particular season. Only then the DK Summit will be there. Rest of the year, it will be inactive. Inactive in the sense there is no summit. So what I'm thinking is like since we are around 10 communities, so every month, if possible, like they will conduct a summit in their campus. So one summit, in their summit, we have a group discussion, like what will be the next event, who will host next. And next will be like a collaborated workshop. So one college or one community is hosting a summit where they have a collab meeting and also a speaker or a workshop or a training program. So it will benefit a lot because before we start a collab project or collab product, so first the students within the community, they have to understand what is the importance of this. First they have to connect with the other community members. Then they can they feel comfortable in connecting and collaborating with the project. Directly if we go with collaborating the project, they will be like, I don't know that person, how will I? They will have that janjat in them. So that's my opinion. And also we are having a wonderful paper here, so that because all are interested in having a collaboration.
I would agree with not conducting it with the college fest because every college has different time of their fest, and keeping the fest in accordance with their time, it's not right to other colleges. And apart from that, making a monthly meetup is not practical, I feel.
I think a biannually or an
Yeah,
annually or biannually.
biannually.
Is
Yeah.
more feasible.
Like not at a big scale, but like a small
Yeah,
meetup.
we have FOSS. We can meet there also.
Yeah. I invite to repeat again with some
What?
Another thing is FOSS meetups also happen like every
2
2 months.
months.
And they cycle between once in Manipal and then
Once in
Mangalore. So the last one was in Manipal. The next one I think around December. Right? December is going to happen in Mangalore.
Yeah. So again, like if you do monthly, no, it will become exhausting at one point.
Yeah.
So you will be energized at the first, but once 2-3 meetups done. So that let's keep it like biannually might be a good
Biannually is
thing.
good.
Yeah. So that's again open to a lot of discussions.
Or even then we could do it as a biannually thing, whereas it's like DK the summit itself is once a year, and the other this thing main thing, some workshop or something is so 2 events per year or anything. It's open to discussion.
Yeah.
There are a lot of proposals. We can.
Having the meetup itself, we'll have to incorporate more industry people also, because that's where the things are. Apart from collaboration, we need things to build on, and it should come from an industry or a real world problem. And even if it's a real world problem, monetary support is something we are lacking, and it should obviously come from an industry. And so even in this DK24 Summit, we initially had plans of industry people, and almost 3 industry people accepted the invite as well. But then at the later stage, we got some doubts about how it will turn out to be, and then we decided not to include them.
Yeah.
And in future, we can also include them as well.
So the main thing was we thought of making it a phase 1, phase 2 type approach,
Correct.
where phase 1 is let's actually think our community is actually going to be on board, because without the communities being on board, you can't go and pitch to the industries. So we thought first let's have a phase 1 where we get the communities first, talk to them, understand that they actually want to be part of this everything. Once that is finalized, once we know that everybody is on board, we can be sure to pitch to the industries that we are doing this. And
And we do have more communities who are interested. Due to some or the other reason, they were not able to join us today. And we do have, right, Pratik, there were other communities, right? Yeah.
Unfortunately, many of them had exams. And
Yeah.
So they couldn't send people over.
So then like next summit, the numbers of communities should increase.
Yeah.
But the members from each community should be limited. If you bring everyone, it will become a fish market. That's honestly, because if a senior and junior, that thing should continue.
And the thing is, the things we discuss in this summit should be conveyed to the communities.
Yes.
That is more important than this meeting.
So that's why we called all the like leader positions from the community, so that they have an influence on the juniors. So because like if the top minds are there, we are kind of influencers in our community. So if these people go and tell in their community, they know, okay, those people are in a position, so that they can pass the information to them.
Are there any points you all would like to talk about?
Okay, so coming back to the industry collaboration thing, as Amrit mentioned, we initially thought about getting industry person, but then we felt let's have a common ground on ourselves first, because before we pitch to industry, we all come to a consensus and decide like what we should do. So in the next summit, we can have some industry collaborations as well. And the main agenda why industry collaborations is because they are the main people who have the problem statements and who can basically help us in a lot of things. As a student, you are limited to some extent on what and all you can do. But if you have an industry partner with you, so like for example, have you seen Mangaluru?
Yes.
So we had contacted them as well. So they needed one kind of a simple website in which they can like show the funds, the grants which are given by government or any central or state government, So they wanted a dashboard kind of thing, not dashboard, sorry, a static website kind of thing, which is dynamically updated by maybe a CMS system or Excel sheet. So the reason why was, like, I went to a Mangalore meetup. He was like, he has a lot of information with him, but he can't give it to others. He is the main point of contact for them. So if you have a website for that, so we can put everything on that and like we can show it to them, like so to share it with the community. So similarly, there will be a lot of the small problem statements which the industry has. So even if you go to companies, they have some problem statements which they abandon or they just keep it aside because they don't want to put the resource on it. They don't want to spend manpower on it, which the communities can take up. So we can get maybe stipend or maybe like from the industry as well, but also we will have a good connection with the industry. So placements again sorted, then connections sorted, network sorted, win-win situation for both. Our learning sorted because we are learning from industry problem statements and their project is getting done. So that's one of the main reasons why we want to have industry collaboration as well. And how would you like?
Yeah, before we go with industry collaboration, first, my personal opinion is that first we have to confirm with the community members whether they are ready to collaborate. Yeah. So before we approach the industry, first we need to form that core. Like what I mean is that the confirmation, like whether they are coming, whether their people are involved. So only then we can pitch to industry. So directly if we pitch to industry right now, if the community is later on in the later, if they won't come out, like turn out, then again it's a bad remark. Yes. So I think my person by the end of month, by December end, if we confirm from all our communities that okay, we are ready to contribute, we are ready to collaborate, then we can, from the January itself, we can go for industry collaboration.
Yes. And
like you said, if you're going for 2 phases, like every year, one phase could be only communities and students. So, and we discuss what we do there, only students, and then in the next phase, we can bring in industry people. We can add students, like other students from our colleges, and we can make them attend those events. We can do things like that.
Yeah, that is a very good approach, I think. Another thing I wanted to add as a note was that many of us, we go to hackathons, we build a project, and then we just abandon it. And so those types of projects, somebody else would probably be very happy to continue working on it. Like I have no, like let's say I go into this thing, I used a problem statement, I built an app, but I have no use for it. I'm just going to abandon it. Let's say they want it, like they could build more on it, they want to do something like that. If by your willing this thing, you can sort of donate that project. You all still will be as contributors on the GitHub repository and stuff. But somebody else could also work up, make it better and things like that. Because I felt personally, even talking to Devish, like we go to hackathon, we build projects, they're good, but we just kind of abandon it there. Nobody picks it up. So to keep that going, we could give it to other people who may be interested or our juniors who would like to pick it up and stuff like that.
And also, I want to point 2 points on that. There are 2 outcomes again.
Yeah.
Again, what if we donate? They accept the project and they don't learn out of it. They will just showcase that they have done it. And one more case is that they will accept the project, they will upgrade it. So in that, if you see that, that second outcome is more. Like they will take up the project, but they won't learn, and they'll flex that they have done the project. So that learning curve will reduce. They will just continue that, and more people like they prefer doing that. Like we'll take someone's project and then we'll use it. But they won't think that I'll take one project and I will upgrade it. So that will be
we should have some kind of mechanism for that.
Yeah,
they won't show up as contributors. Yeah. So that is one thing. You can fool some people, but if you're showing it to actual industry people and you're not shown as contributors, they'll ask, why is that? And then they'll obviously understand.
Even like you can take it to like some legal extent as well, because each and every open source project has license. That's what FOSS United does. Like if your project is taken by someone else and they use it for proprietary use or commercial use, so you can just consult them and tell, this is our open source project, this is our proof, there is a license, they are using it for them, and they will do all the legal battle. I mean, it's a too much extent, but again, there are many things, like if someone uses like that. So there is no need, the open source system is actually sorted.
Yeah.
The thing is, we should know how to use it perfectly.
Like, plus I don't think that will be a problem, because see, at the end of the day, people are anyway going and just Googling GitHub repositories and cloning them. So if they can do that, why would they go out of their way to do this? again, hand it over to people who would actually be interested. Don't just give it to somebody. Like I said, if your juniors would be interested, or you know somebody in the community is interested, tell them, I built this, I have no use for it. If you want, you can continue on it.
Think website. So what we can do is we can also make a website or something similar, and like all of us, we are a community. We have many clubs and things like that, and we'll have access to the website. So what we can do is after participating in the workshop, and if you are abandoning it, we can just say that, for example, like the project name, the problem statement, and who created it. For example, if I created it, my GitHub repo will be there. So if I want to contact, you can like directly contact me saying that I want to do I want to take over your project, I want to learn from it, and we can share the access, the PR which they send and all, we can do it. That's one option.
We can also add on to if you need help in the project also, you can put in the So actually this kind of idea, it was given by DC also, Mangalore DC, in one of the event. He told he needs kind of a portal in which all the people or industry or student communities from Mangalore, they can put their problem statements so that any student can pick it up and solve it. So actually, we are also working with some DC projects. There are 3 teams from Sayadri, 1 team from St. Joseph. There are many other college teams as well, but they left in middle. So we are actually building some project for Mangalore. So solid waste management thing, then there is bus tracking thing. Those are actually problems faced by Mangalore City Corporation. So even those kind of projects will uplift your personal, portfolio, as well as your community portfolio as well. If you can tell, my community, SOSC built this. And these were the people who were involved in building this. Both of them will get recognition. Mangalore will also get benefited. And even industry you have that plus point to industry. Okay, I built a product which is being used by the government, which is actually a real big deal. So we have that access as well.
So yeah, I think this calls for a shared resource kind of system where all of us could for example, the hackathon projects that you do, what if you could publish it on somewhere so that all of the people who are in this community could get access to that. So it's just like an advertisement, we built this, if you want, you could continue and stuff like that. So it really promotes this open source theme as well. And yeah, the collaborations as well, just the projects. We could also list out our ideas that, that's what we do in our club actually. We just bring these ideas. Whoever wants it, they could make their own team and work on that. So yeah, this calls for a shared resource, I feel, somehow.
And to address some points that people would have, we could just, give access to maintainers. And community members can make PRs. So not anybody is making this thing. Only the, maintainers can accept the PRs, and once they graduate, they can pass it on to their juniors who they know will handle the thing. Like for example, if you are the president now, and the next person is going to be this president, you can hand over the access to him or her, and they will decide who is responsible enough to hand it over to them.
So that was the main point of this slide, industry collaboration and real world impact. So industry collaboration, as I said, with different companies, and real world, if we work with government or also industry, many industry projects will also have a real world impact. Again, building a larger tech footprint. So again, coming back to the reason, initially we all were small pockets of communities in each one of our college who were working independently. Still we will work independently, but still with a common goal. Okay, just that thing changes. We have a goal now. So it's we should build something which can be used for Mangalore and maybe for other, we can expand it as well, not limited to Mangalore. So we should have that vision towards building Mangalore as the next tech hub from college level itself, because it will benefit us and also it will benefit our future generations, because seeing us, the others will get influenced, and even the companies who are there outside, they will say, okay, Mangalore has a good pool of talent. So they will start coming for more placements, and you will have a better chance in the IT world. So again, if you see, Bangalore right now holds the title. So it's not like we are competing with Bangalore. We are trying to become like them. We have to replicate the ecosystem, but in a different way. In Bangalore, first the IT world started, the industry started it. But here, let's the college started first. So students, yeah. So students should convince the college as well.
Another thing is right now there's a lot of focus to move out of Bangalore. There's the whole Beyond Bangalore initiative that the government has started, and they have identified some of the cities where they want to shift And for IT, Mangaluru was chosen as this thing. So even the government is looking to invest in Mangalore. So when something like that happens, people have to convince that we are deserving of greater investment and recognition. Once we know that the spotlight is being turned to us, we also have to show that we are deserving of that spotlight. And for that, one person can do only so much. We need a bigger ecosystem for that to happen. And that was the basic general goal of what this is.
So since doing this in Bangalore might be difficult because it's already well established. Mangalore is still growing and we have a good chance to grow with Mangalore. And also if you have a startup idea or if you are building something, so you have a good chance of it running in Mangalore because it's a tier 2 city, everything is cheap and going here and there is pretty fast, 15-minute city they call it. In Bangalore you will be stuck in traffic and we would have started at around 12 I guess. Okay, so that's the thing why people are moving to Mangalore. So there are a lot of benefits and incentives by government also. So last time, yesterday we had a speaker from Coach Buddy AI. He worked in Sun Microsystem, JP Morgan Chase for around 20-25 years, and now he is building a startup in Mangalore. He was talking about AI yesterday, like how people fool with the name of AI. It was pretty interesting talk. So those kind of people we are accessible. Like he came for FOSS United meetup that time. That's where I met him and I called him for Devhost. So that's where like these meetups and all, we get access to different like industry people as well. And why I took his point was he started his new startup, Coach Buddy AI, and he got a grant of 50 lakh rupees from government. A grant. Grant means there is no equity dilution, nothing. You are not fundraising, you are getting a grant from government.
And from next January, all of his technology will be used in national team of badminton. So it's not it's not easy to get hold of someone doing such big stuff. And we have that connections and we have to make use of it.
So it's like we all have some or the other connections, we have to bring it on a pool and we have to utilize them. So otherwise, what is the point of network if you can't utilize them?
Yeah.
I know Sundar Pichai, but I can't, like, you make use of him. Like, that's waste. Sundar Pichai was a bad example. Something like, for example, Pranav Dura is there here for 3 days. You guys are open. Like, yesterday Nandan was there from VC. He was also, like, we volunteers were having a meeting with him. He also came with us. Like, we'll never deny. Like, everyone is getting, we are getting, let everyone get benefited. What's wrong with that? So that kind of mindset we all should live with actually.
Another thing is that when another person was saying what is that, let's say the same project, somebody in Bangalore built, somebody in Mangalore built, exact same project, and they are going to for a fundraising round. People are more likely to invest in the project that the Mangalore guy made than the Bangalore guy, because in Bangalore it has been so saturated that they just think, oh, I can just invest the same amount of money in this better project. So that is the problem where when tech gets saturated, that is another problem that happens. Because they'll just look for better and better alternatives because they know they can get. But in Mangalore, there are people who are looking to invest stuff. And then once they get a good idea, they never know when another good idea will come. So people are more willing to do that here.
Again, coming back to the saturation point, something else which is saturated is hackathons actually.
Yeah.
To be honest. Every time we plan or conduct, my first point will saturated, bro. So many, every week one or the other hackathon will be happening. The same thing happening. 20 hours, people will be sitting, building something. There might be outcome, there may not be outcome. People are doing just for the sake of doing it. Actually, we had this talk with Akhilesh, right?
Yeah.
He was telling why the hackathons were initially started.
Initially, it was this thing where companies wanted to recruit people. So they wanted to see how well they do. So they would give a problem that they are facing with, and they would just give it to anybody who can solve. People would come up and show their solution, and the company would be like, oh, this guy built something that we couldn't, let's hire him. The whole point about hackathon was just not prize money. It was internships or it was a job offer. But now it's completely veered off to this prize pool, this prize pool.
So something like a philosophical way, if you think, there are two kinds of people, like three kinds of motivation. One is intrinsic motivation. You are doing because you want to do it. Second is you are doing because you are getting a reward. Because of that, since you got a reward, your intrinsic motivation is dead. Now you only go for hackathon just to win prize money. You won't see networks. You won't see the people who are there. Like that, I have seen some people. They just go, they just win, but building the network, they don't care. That's actually, you should, the main agenda of hackathon is that only. When you go to company, they find a talent pool in the hackathon. So again, that we should try to get again to the same old hackathon instead of just putting like lakhs and lakhs in prize money. Like I feel like the people win money, but how it is utilized? We spent money on them, but they might use it for clubbing, who knows? They might not invest it in their project as well. So maybe we should maybe talk to industry. So we, in the future meetups, maybe we can get some industry people and talk about it. Like how we can go on like restructuring hackathons again. I mean, I'm not telling don't do hackathons, but the thing is, it's deviating from the original path which it was taking actually.
I guess suddenly shifting it to no money to no money is going to be very difficult to convince to people. But maybe like a hybrid system where like we can convince some companies instead of giving us money to for this thing, they can give us internship offers to the people they believe are deserving of it. So it's like half a hybrid system, half prize pool, half potential internship offer. And something like that. And eventually, when it gets enough name, we could shift to a complete this thing. But that is, of course, up to debate.
And that will also attract some good quality participants as well, I guess.
We even tried to implement it in this time's hackathon in a small scale. We kept the price money not too high, and we even got some companies to give a direct personal interview round to the winning participants.
So even the last Devhost hackathon, again, the second Devhost, the Devhost which we did in June, in that hackathon, we had Pace Wisdom. So they took like the 3 teams which won, so total 12 people. We sent their resumes to Pace Wisdom. They contacted each 12 people, in which they're not selected. They got 4 people, like some of them are the other commitments. So 4 people, they have been working with Pace Wisdom as an interns for the past 3 months. So like Mangalore companies, they want people. So it's like you will get the exposure as well. And Mangalore companies are easy to approach as well, if you think about it.
Anything anybody else would like to add on? Any question they would like to discuss?
Any ideas you would like to suggest?
Yeah, and please, like whatever we are telling, it's not like we are writing it in stone. It's just on, like we're writing with a pencil on a paper. You can just erase it and why are you erasing it? You should like put your opinions. No one is judging you here. Even we are new here, even we want to know. Because our opinions, like what problems we face, might not be the problems which you face. You have some other set of problems. Like once you tell, then only we'll come to know, right? So yeah, please open up and speak about it.
I think we'll also need to like develop some sort of a voting system to like decide on something.
Like
if somebody puts up a thing like a system where how to where are we going to consider it, are we not going to consider it, because then biases and all will set in, so that is also there.
Again, that's again
that is far, but further in the future. But if anybody had a doubt about that, I just wanted to address that.
So even like FOSS United, they are also changing their structure. They are having a governing body now. So they have some like representative from industry, other FOSS contributors. So they will be the decision makers. So instead of the hierarchical people making it. Because when you have a wide set of people who are not related to each other making decisions, there will be no bias in that. Otherwise the FOSS United people, okay, this is benefiting us, we'll go with this decision. It shouldn't be like that. So even that again comes, FOSS United was established in 2021. They did it in 2024. So again, we have a long way. We should sort out things before getting into that.
Another thing is, have you all heard of the FLOSS fund that FOSS this thing? So Zerodha has allotted $1 million every year for funding just FOSS projects.
That also in India.
That in India. $1 million every year. This is not 1 million throughout. Every year they are making a budget of $1 million to fund such projects.
So Zerodha is doing a lot of initiatives to promote FOSS actually. The FOSS United, the entire community was established by CTO of Zerodha, Kailash Nath. So he is also like a very good open source contributor. He has a lot of projects in open source. So when there are so many people out there who are telling, Bale, we are there, but we are not going there. That's the problem. We should try to improve on that parts.
We actually contacted Kailasnath, and through him we got
Fascinated.
CEO as well on.
Yeah, we had a
on
discussion
meeting
with
as
him.
well.
Actually, to
We talked
talk
DK
about all
Summit
this.
on whole with him, and we had some discussion on that as well.
So we contacted Kailasnath whether he can come down to Mangalore. He was like, we contacted him in September. He was like, till next April my schedule is packed. So he gave us a contact of the CEO of FOSS United. So we had like 1 hour discussion with him regarding DK24.
And we asked him how to like approach, how to do this and all
So
that.
they
and
are
he is
more
the
than
one
happy
who
to help us with all those things.
Yeah.
Like if we have any FOSS project, if we are building anything, we can anytime we can ping them. They will are more than ready to help us out. So next step.
First, yeah, like you said, a consensus for all this thing. That's why we need a community for that.
So we need to come up on a common platform where we all are connected to each other. We can't like pull up everyone every month and like sit here and discuss.
SOSC has a discussion group, but the discussion group is trash.
Yeah, nobody.
Trash.
Because more, it's like there are what I think around 1,000 people there, and it's like anybody who wants to join, right? So because of that, people just they saw a group join.
It's just a link. I'll just press it. That's all they did.
So this like whatever community we build, there should be like 2 kinds. One should be only for the core members, which are we who are sitting here, and whichever college wants to join us in the future. So in that we can discuss what and all we can do. And another thing is, for example, if Finite Loop is conducting any event and they want to reach out to different college, instead of going to each and every people's DM or instead of going to their college, talking to principal, just common platform, send it here, we'll forward it. So because again I told, we all are influencers in our college because of the community we are leading. So that's again a benefit of having a common platform. And we can discuss more on what projects we can build, what and all we can like add into that project, what requirements we have. So we should have a common platform for that. So again we were confused, so we were like, okay, we'll put an option, what we can choose on. So there are 3 options
WhatsApp,
right there.
Slack, and Discord.
But we can, again, a note on that, like the problem is if you onboard people to different platforms, right? People just join it and might sometimes delete the platform or never use the platform.
Yeah.
So we should be committed enough to it. Like if there is a message, I should open it and see it and maybe respond to it.
That happens a lot with Discord actually.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We use it. I use it a lot. I'm always on Discord, but majority of our community members, they just join. We share the link when they register. We share it. They join and then they forget. Every few weeks, I just go there. I forcefully try to revive it, but it's very hard to do it actually.
And Discord, I feel like it's kind of complicated too.
Yeah, it's very complicated for like beginners. They just
But
get
the thing is,
confused
once
and
you get
lost.
used to it,
It's
so
fun
much
actually.
better
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Especially because for something like this, we can assign roles.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Separate this thing. Whereas WhatsApp community is
WhatsApp community is just
yeah.
too basic and it's
The only reason everybody uses WhatsApp is it has this right balance between you can use it for personal stuff and professional stuff at the same time.
and everyone has it on their homepage.
Yeah, that's
Discord,
what
not everyone has it on
everybody
their
has
homepage.
it. Plus, I don't like the Discord mobile app that much.
Yeah.
Especially after the new.
It takes ages to open.
Yeah.
But Discord again, too much complications, and it's mainly for gamers community actually. Like for our views, Discord is like overkill. I feel like. But what balance I found is Slack is actually in between WhatsApp and Discord. It might be controversial opinion, but you might have your own opinions. I have used Slack. I feel like it has some features of Discord, but it's neat, it's very fast, and also it does the purpose. Like it has like call, it has group chats, then you can put stickers whichever you want. So a lot of things. Yeah, that's
Problem is, will people even use Slack? Yeah.
Again, Slack is actually industry standard.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they'll get used to it before going to the companies.
That's the problem.
So
But the thing is with companies, that is their whole, their
Yeah.
earning. So they have to do it. Whereas this is like your academics plus this, right?
Yeah.
So this may not be some people's like primary thing.
Mm.
Whereas Slack, when you go to the industry, you have no option. You have to use it.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, once you get into a company, if they tell you to use Slack for communication, you will download it and you will start using, because otherwise they'll kick you out. And like, there's a lot of things to lose. But in community, we should have that kind of like thing, but we shouldn't like force them, but it should be like inherited with us. Like we are using Slack, they should also get onboarded to Slack and they should work on it. Like not Slack, any of the alternatives. Is there any other alternatives apart from this?
Reddit is just no.
How will you communicate?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Even Telegram for group chats, it's fine. Otherwise,
Telegram is actually.
You will get downvoted for that opinion.
you can't make like these things.
Telegram is too shady for this thing, no?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be very distracting.
Yeah.
also.
If you see, FOSS United entirely works on Telegram, but they are shifting to one open source alternatives. I guess I forgot Matrix. It's like kind of Telegram, but it's open source. They are shifting to it.
No, why not build this as a community project?
Nah, no. There's a lot of. How will you handle privacy, bro? That will be the major concern.
Who will give server to store all this?
Yeah, that's
Who
the
will pay
main.
for
I
it?
mean,
That's the
see,
main.
it's not like WhatsApp and all also handle privacy very well, but you just kind of offload that. It's like I choose not to see. But yeah, when it is on our hands, who will handle the project after we are gone?
Correct.
Yeah, it will be abandoned. Anyway.
Yeah, because you'll have, I mean, you have to pay people to like handle it, right? That will be too much
That's
of a.
reinventing the wheel again.
Yeah, exactly.
There's already
Again, redundancy.
redundancy.
Not required, I guess.
Reported.
That's internal.
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday, so has.
Okay.
So yeah, how many would
So let's
like
have a
using Discord?
first
then?
voting. of
First
DK24.
voting then. How many would like, show of hands, how many would like to use Discord?
Discord.
How many would like to use WhatsApp?
WhatsApp. I mean, I'm fine, but.
How many would. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we can, but.
WhatsApp and Discord. We could make WhatsApp as a general this thing and the core this thing could be Discord.
And the members of your community should be accessible to that particular group.
Which one? WhatsApp or Discord?
WhatsApp, both. And not the people in mass. If people in mass come, then it's just some other our discussion
We
group.
should have like other channel or other group for that.
Yeah, there should be other channel for that as well. But
What about Slack?
I've never used it.
I mean, you will use it in industry.
I can try it.
We try to get people on Notion, but like
Notion, yeah.
that's the thing. Like,
No, but
once you become
the learning curve is like
learning curve is very high.
very high. But once you learn that, you will use it every day.
I started using it for one day and I just
Yeah, I struggled for like 1 week or so. Then I'm using it from past 1 year. It's like very helpful actually. So what is the last results of the vote?
Yeah, Discord is great, I guess. Yeah.
So someone
How many would like to use Discord again?
count.
So we'll try starting it on Discord. If there are any problems that arise because of that, we can consider moving on to another platform, or maybe like do a hybrid thing where like the WhatsApp community can be just for announcements.
yeah.
For all the members.
Yeah, I was about to suggest that itself. I think
Discussion can happen in Discord.
Discord,
That's
exactly.
better,
That's better. That's way
because
better.
people interested will only come to Discord then.
Yes.
That's
Makes sense.
better.
That's true. That's a good filtration. Again, we should not like leave it like we should promote Discord to the community as well. If you see, in a like we should tell them like please join because there most of the discussion will be happening. Now again coming to the two platform thing, if it is accessible in WhatsApp, no one will download Discord. If you just restrict it in Discord,
don't even have
and
it
if you
logged
tell,
in.
if you want the information, you have to join the Discord and be active in it. People will come and download and be a part of the community.
We can do like, if we are announcing something, we are just telling them that we have announced this on Discord. So we won't give them Discord.
So they will miss out.
They
Yeah.
have to go to Discord to
FOMO.
FOMO, yeah.
It's a good way to filter as well. Like, the people who are interested
whole
in
interest of the community actually takes over.
And again, seeing our college itself, like there are very few people who will do that. like people don't come with a purpose or interest to engineering. That's one of
Yeah,
the
like if we go for filtering and only put it on Discord, we might get very few people who are interested. But if you put it on WhatsApp, it'll reach a lot of people. That might just strike some curiosity and they come there and then get later interested in that and then they can join Discord probably. So if we only restrict to Discord, I think we will reach a very small audience. And through Discord, I think once they come for something, then later, like you'll probably not know something, but once you get to know it, you'll get interested, right? So if they don't even look at it, they won't even know that they like it. So I think it's better to have announcements on WhatsApp, and then Discord is for interested people. They can join later if they want.
That's a nice way to go.
Red pill, blue pill situation.
We'll take both.
So yeah, what the results is we'll have a Discord community, but also WhatsApp community as well. And again a note, DK24 is not a community, it's just that
A cover over the community.
cover of the community in which we are still independent, but we work on the same goal. Don't treat it as different community only, like that will again create more complications.
Because then you have to set hierarchical It's like DK24 is just the thing we get together to discuss.
We'll might have to rebrand it also next year.
Next year we could.
What we could do is we could make a consortium from clubs, and that consortium holds DK24 as a summit, or DK25 next. I don't know.
Yeah, 24 was actually 2024.
It's developer community
Summit is
actually,
just one of the things.
not Dakshin Kannada.
No, like it's like it's kind of a play with words.
Community with K.
Because if you keep Dakshina Kannada, right, people will tell who gave you the like trademark for that, how you can use this word. So actually internally it's Dakshina Kannada, but and Dakshina Kannada it involves Udupi as well. Don't worry. But for if someone asks how you use Dakshina, no, it's not Dakshina Kannada. It's the developer community with a K.
Community with a K.
So then
Community will become DC.
yeah, DC24. So that's the entire like thing about it. So now who is ready to take the responsibility to set up the Discord server and WhatsApp server? Sorry, WhatsApp.
Not me.
And doesn't have to be just one person.
Yeah. It's like
Discord, we can take it up. WhatsApp, it's too much hassle for us.
WhatsApp,
Yeah.
how in WhatsApp? Like it's just a group or it's a
we already have a group, right?
We already have a group. We can just convert it into a community announcement thing, I guess.
We'll
Yeah,
do
that's
that.
better.
Because another thing is, we need, for example, like next time, if you want more communities to come, not just keep it as these communities forever, we have to reach other people. Right?
Correct.
So for that, you can't directly go to Discord. They won't know about it. So something like the WhatsApp community, you send the form of people who would like to be part of the next summit.
Santosh Rod is
And then we onboard them to
just
Discord
brief him
and
what
stuff.
is going on.
Okay.
He's a MBA guy, like
Fine.
assurance and something.
So there will be one of the guests coming here. So he was a chief guest yesterday.
So you see,
So
you get
we'll just-
access to those people as well.
So he was showed interest in summit. He wants to know like what is happening. So yeah, we'll. When is coming? No.
He's coming right now.
Okay, fine. Okay, Santosh Rodriguez.
Santosh Rodriguez.
Or MIT, huh?
No, not that guy.
No, I prefer not.
Yeah, every club member can have their own role, and rest only shows those channels. That is fine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, Discord, exactly.
And some things we can restrict for people joining. Only with certain roles they can join. Stuff like that. That is very customizable in Discord. That is why I want it. But yeah.
But the learning curve is too much in the first. I mean,
No, people. The thing is, the learning curve is max a day. But people don't stick around for the
That's
whole
the problem.
day to learn it.
they don't put that efforts to learn what is happening. They just see, okay, so many channels, what I have to do. And I also, I mean,
Yeah, and everyone just uses Discord on mobile when they first install. So it's horrible. It's just horrible experience. Yeah.
especially after the new UI change. The old one was much better.
Exactly.
so a lot of things we discussed. Actually, there was supposed to be people from Canberra College as well, but I'm not sure why they didn't come.
A lot of people only use phones for some reason. Because based on our analytics as well, we have seen most visits to the websites, everything, whatever we build is just through Instagram link to the website. That's it. They don't open it on their laptops at all. So that is just a huge problem, actually. Yeah, yeah. We get a. They don't have. I think Instagram ka web view doesn't allow Google OAuth probably. So that is a huge problem. So I don't know how to shift the entire crowd to web browsers. Yeah.
So, yeah, we have Santosh Rodriguez here. Yes, welcome, sir. So I will give you a gist of whatever we're discussing. So it has started at around 10:30. It's been around one and a half hour. So this is a new initiative which we took this year. So it is called DK24 Summit. So all our communities from different colleges. So there is Sceptix from Joseph College, which is one of the college in Mangalore. Then again AJ College. Then we have again Joseph. Then there is PA College. We are from Sayadri. These people are from Nitte College. Then there is from Srinivas College. Then there is Vivekananda College, which is in Puttur. And then again another club from Sayadri, Team Challenges. So these many colleges, we want to get them in one roof. And like initially what was the problem which we faced was, we work as an individual, like pockets of community in each and every colleges. So we all do the same thing, but we are not aware what and all people are doing where and where.
In different parts, which is there.
Yes. So
So that
for example, we conduct this event. We want awareness to be created among others as well. So that was one of the reason. And another main reason was like what we are doing as like individual, it's limited to some extent. But if we can get talent from all the different colleges and we have a shared common goal, what we can achieve, we can do actually a lot more things than that. So right now in this discussion, we decided a lot of things. So one point we saw is, we all are interested in FOSS, free and open source software. So that one goal is what we are more like-minded on. Then another thing which we saw is, we all have built some of the other projects which are repetitive. It's like they built a registration site for their college, for their event. We built ours, they built their, and again similar kind of projects. So what we decided on is, so this kind of projects we can just get into one centralized platform. So we all will be developing it. So that's something like each and every college can use it. So for example, if we have our event, we can just use that same code base, fork it, alter it a little, and build our own registration site. So we don't have to build everything from scratch. So what it improves is, it promotes FOSS. We are all using free and open source software, and even the next like students who will be coming in their club will be using it. And another thing, we have one senior and one junior from each club. Because otherwise, if you only call seniors, they graduate, gone.
And then they're gone. So that's very important to keep some kind of succession planning as well. So that's nice to hear.
So there are juniors from all the colleges, and this we are planning to happen like biannually.
Excellent.
So we were deciding on which platform we should get onboarded. There were like 3 options.
All right.
So it was the first voting which we conducted.
Okay, of course. I know that Discord is pretty popular with the younger generation, which is there, that is for sure. And Slack, of course, which is there. WhatsApp, of course, are older people, probably. Like Prajwal.
No, I use Slack.
Very fine. But yeah, I think, what I would also do a step ahead is, you are in the software field, is to also probably have it as an encrypted version, just for your own sake to be used as well. So then it'll be kind of a closed loop, and it will be within the loop itself as such. The reason I say it is, then you're keeping some kind of intelligence that you gather within your community as well. So basically what you're doing is you're building a community which is trying to gather business intelligence of various natures. You're coming up with certain solutions, you're coming with certain plans which are there, but you also want to keep it within the community as much as possible as well. Then, of course, you want to also learn what's happening around the world and what is going to be in sync with what you're doing and how it could apply into today's affairs, tomorrow's affairs, the day after the affairs as such, which is there. But at least from forming the platform and coming to a common, or let's say as a unision or a unilateral, let's say, understanding of how you'll go about it is the first step, I think. So this is very good to see, for sure.
It's the first step towards
that's nice.
bigger goal.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. Nice to hear that. How do you, agree? Because you can always agree to disagree and disagree to agree.
So same thing we did. We had a voting system to come on a common consensus.
Do you think voting is the best mechanism? I know that we live in a democratic country, but is voting the best mechanism always?
Like right now we are using it, but we also discussed that. Like in future, maybe we'll have a governing board or something.
Have you heard of the term weighted averages?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So there is the risk-based analysis and weighted averages, which is there. So you have to consider the risk of the situation, and based on the risk, what are the critical factors on which what is this thing. So there is something called as critical success factors. I'm sure you understand that as well. So you kind of look in those two aspects for whatever you're trying to develop, and then you also look at each one's contribution, because every organization will think in their own ways, or depending on what is your possibilities with the resources that you have. Let's say, for example, one college has got 100 students, specifically on this particular topic. Some might be having 10 students. So there are weightage factors which you have to consider always. Yeah, we cannot. It's not like one size fits all. All five, fingers plus the thumb on the hand is different. So, but yet together we are trying to make one fist. That's what we're trying to do here. But it has to happen in a methodic way, which is fair for all. So in order to keep it fair, I don't think voting mechanism works. Yeah. So just think about that itself. Sorry, I came in here and I shook things up already. But that is me. I always come in and I challenge everybody. So I'm an auditor by nature. Just to give you a quick background, so I come from the industrial electronics and telecoms domain. I've worked in industry for 28 years. I have worked with companies like Hutchison, Nokia, and rest of the other companies which were on the certification field, which is for business assurance assessments which are done, ISO audits and those kind of things which are there. And, in my career, all the companies that I worked for, every company was 150-year-old companies. All the 5 companies, key companies I worked with, each company was 150 years old. Besides that, I have, based on the fact that I worked with all these companies, I have audited 1,000 different companies. I have conducted trainings for various different companies which are there, and I have conducted both audits and trainings in about 51 countries so far. And based on that, through these experiences, I've seen about 2,000 projects, whether we look at a project being a robotics project or whether the project is something which is a master development project, which is there. For example, downtown Dubai project, the master project, I have had the chance of auditing. Today in Saudi Arabia, there are 3 or 4 of the largest projects which are being built, which have never been built in the entire world. The combined value of 3 projects is $2.5 trillion, and I have audited all of these. So just to give you a flavor of what my reason of thinking is and this thing. So it's my job to go into these companies, all the 1,000 companies, and challenge every CEO out there. So I challenge them, and hence I come here to challenge you. Okay, it's my nature. It's in my DNA, if I might say it as such. So don't mind me being, let's say, opportunistic as well as, let's say, capitalistic in some ways in that sense as well. Yeah. So good. I hope I contributed a little bit. I don't know.
Yes,
I would like to leave it up to you. I actually promised them I will not say anything, but then I came and talked too much.
It's good to have inputs from
No. And the whole purpose of this entire thing, I think I'm very happy that Prajwal got me invited out here. And there's always this gap between academia and industry, and this is what we have been talking as well. And this is what you're doing as a common forum across, it's like enemies getting together, the next college was our enemy, so that's how we used to think. So I'm happy to see that there is a common consensus in some ways, which is, I don't know, after you go out of the meeting, some people get beaten up, I don't know. But at least here we are all on the same, frequency and this thing. So it's very, very good to see, and I wish you all the best for that as such as well. And if I was to pick which one to pick on that, I would pick Discord, but I don't matter.
Wow. That was the solution which you gave. That was the consensus.
That was the consensus?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yes.
There you go. Because I have a very simple way of thinking, and I've been telling all of them, is we are not here to solve yesterday's problems. We are here to solve day after tomorrow's problems. Yeah. If you solve yesterday's problems, you'll live in yesterday. So don't solve yesterday's problems, please. Solve day after tomorrow's problems. I'm not even saying tomorrow's problems. I'm purposely not saying tomorrow's problems. I'm saying day after tomorrow's problems. Yeah. So please think that way, always. At least I expect that of you as this generation to think that way. Yeah.
And doing the same thing, see, what I have been seeing for so many doing the same, robotic events that's based on robowalks or line followers or this. Do something
completely,
it's, it's a
drastically
chain thing.
different,
Let us
something,
think
yeah.
something beyond that. For example, can we have an event where
Yeah.
we build the most creative robots like crawling robot, insects robot. Think
This-
of that. Can we do that?
This morning, the 4 of them who were with me got the privilege of building 2 billion-dollar companies already. If they are good enough to share it with you, and if they are your friends, fine. Yeah? Will you share it with them? Why? Then you'll not make $1 billion. Okay. No, but anyway, so the aim is, of course, to utilize our knowledge and know-how. I was also telling them something that we have, while you are students here in this country, you have students also in China, in Korea, in USA. So within the 1 year, what you learn as students, what do you think a student in China learns? What do you think a student in USA learns? And that's another thing that I challenged everybody to think about as such as well. Yeah, so I leave that also up to you.
Yes.
I'm not here to give you solutions. I'm here to give you problems. Yeah. So because if I give you problems and I make them even bigger, then you'll come with better solutions. And that's my intention.
You all have to come out of that Pandora.
I already challenged them with a couple of questions. I asked them, what do you think a company like Nokia was? Which was Nokia, as you know, everybody. So they already know the answer of that. And the second, I asked them, what do you think Tesla does as a company? Which they don't know the answer yet. So one
It's a
answer
data
they will
company.
share with you later on.
It's a data company.
Huh?
And the carbon credits.
Still no. But anyway, they also guessed, you also guessed, but still the answers are. Anyway, keep thinking. I want you to think. The intention is to make you think. And based on the explanation I gave them about Nokia, so then they will share it with you, and then on a later time you think about that as well. Okay? Because I'm telling you that because I've actually been in these companies, and it's not theoretical knowledge. Yeah? So that's the. I once had somebody come from Stanford University, who was the dean of Stanford University, and he was talking about mobile phones in an oil and gas company, and he was comparing Apple to Nokia and stuff like that. And then it was quite a nice and interesting story that the rest of everybody in the room was pretty happy with what he said and this thing. And all I did was went up to him and I told him, you're point blank wrong. And he was completely wrong. Because he was comparing two things in a way which should not have been compared in the first place. So sometimes the reason I'm bringing this up is you might think that somebody from a certain university or somebody from this thing knows something or you accept it without challenging it, okay? And they can be dead wrong. So remember this in your life, always. Just because somebody goes to a university or something or whatever this thing, it has no upper right or something like that. Because finally, it's what you do with the knowledge that you have. Everybody gets the similar knowledge. Everybody is learning AI, ML, everything around the world. But some will go ahead and some will be left behind. Yeah? Remember that. Okay? Fair?
Yes.
Any questions? Lots of questions now. But good. I'm very happy about to see this. And me being from Mangalore, I somehow have a closer, let's say, emotional connection to Mangalore. So I'm really happy to be, associated in whichever way. Even for this 5 minutes of being here is really nice. They will tell you what was my travel plan over the last month and this month. So that will also help you engage as well. Yeah.
It is very hard to get him finally again.
That's a short version of it.
Because it's very difficult to find him. We have to think right now
Which country he might be in.
So it's home in Dubai, right? This home we can never find him there.
I would like to ask, we are mostly into open source and free stuff.
Correct.
And building and free and open source and monetizing it, how do you see that? Like you told, keep it between the community.
True. See, at your level, everything is not about money at that level. The initial thing is how innovative you can be. how disruptive can you be? That is the more important. Whether you're using an open source or whether you're using something where you can, let's say, probably go to IBM or Google or any of these organizations which have got years ahead of advancement and do something. That is a money-related matter. But as you know, everything that gets built, whether the spacecraft, whether the mission to the moon, whether it's mission to Mars or outer space, whatever, it begins with something as a thought in somebody's mind. And that thought has to change into a concept. Now, for both the thought and the concept, you don't pay money. That is coming for free. What you are not doing is making sure that that innovation step that you're taking, or steps or multi-steps, is sufficient. That is the more important part. Then, yes, you will use open source and do something, but you know very well that because I used this thing, I have so and so limits. And then you can go, ask for whether it's funding or whether it is a permission to utilize some of the other, tools and capabilities to then enhance it to the next level. That should be then the next step. And that's how I would
What
think.
happens here is, what I have seen with them, basically. See, when we were designing robots, that is in 2002, I have developed unmanned ground vehicle for defense. See, now what's happening is that you all go and find things on open source. But your thinking abilities are, it's becoming minimal. Reason is that you can get everything on. So earlier when we had to build everything from scratch, including PCBs, including every component we had to get, we have to rig up. Now things are all on robo
automated.
Everywhere it's, so when you depend more on open source, I don't say you shouldn't depend. Of course you can depend on open source. For example, certain codes. Somebody has done a line follower robot which can complete the entire entire track in just 15 seconds. So you can just go through what sort of motors he has used, what sort of coding he has used, and how he has, got such a precise corrections around the turns and, the entire path. How did he do? These things you can learn from there, and you can develop something on your own new. One. Second thing is, what I have found is that most of you doesn't give importance towards the fabrication. You just do fix, do something, okay, done, go there. And in that entire line follower robot, what I found is that robot is spending more of its entire computational process only for correcting its own errors on the, on the design part. Where the errors should be corrected while following the line, not on its own. But the design is such that the fabrication is, it has happened like that. There is a lot of errors, there is a lot of, design issues. So can we make it very clear and clean, right? Then what happens is that the winning chance in different IITs and NITs becomes very easy for you.
So let me translate what he's saying. Yeah. So Prajwal is a technical guy. He'll talk from a technical perspective. All right. Now let me make this into a story perspective for you. Are you ready? Okay. The line robot, which will go from point A to point B, whether it's in a circle or whatever. In between, you decide point B1, point C1. On that moving robot, the words which will be written in a magnetic or whatever words you want to put will say CAN, C-A-N space I. Then, when it reaches these points B1 and B2, between that, a flying drone has to come, land on it, and change those characters to I can, and then fly off. That is what I would like to see getting done. Did I make it difficult enough for you? Yeah. By the way, if you can do that, in Abu Dhabi there is a, usually they give you, I think now the prize money is going to be $2 million. Yeah, if you can do that. It comes once in 2 years or once in 4. You can look it up as the Abu Dhabi Robotics Challenge.
Even Dubai also a lot of
So,
challenges.
why I'm saying it? because you have the strength of multiple teams now. Okay? Imagine you all work together, you identify such kind of opportunity, okay? You create, everybody doesn't have to do everything. You can break it down into sub-projects which are there. Each person works on a certain part. One person talks about the line management, line control, whatever control mechanism. One talks about the acceleration, slowing, etc. One talks about the coordination. One talks about the drone. One talks about how the drone will move the objects on the fixed robot, which is on the moving line robot, etc., which is there. So you break it down into those subparts, and then you go and win $2 million. So give yourself this kind of a challenge. You were just talking about money. Let's make some. Why waste our time only about learning? Let's make them. And there are opportunities which are there. I'm just giving you Abu Dhabi as one example. You have Las Vegas, you have got Japan, you got so many places, and they're always welcoming children from all over the world. I mean, that's one of the parts. It's like we are here for the greater good in the end of the day. So utilize that and make a mark on it. And definitely, when I'm sitting here in a forum like this, I see that as a definite possibility. Because when the strength of many minds can be very, 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 very effective. Yeah. At the same time, the strength of many minds can be very, let's say, noisy and disruptive in some ways. But you have to then work those things out. But I at least felt, at least as a vibe, if I might use that word, that you can do it. I believe you can do it. Yeah. So work together and pick some of these kind of challenges and win them, because then you will see the success of it. Okay?
We would be very happy if one of the team can participate internationally.
Why not? They can. Nobody stops you.
In the past, they have gone up to NASA. So why can't some robo events, robo wars especially?
So many things are there. So many things are there globally. I think definitely some of you can do the research as to which ones you want to pick, which is, like, say, what we call as the low-hanging fruit. You can, no need to do only one. There can be, we go after challenge 1, challenge 2, and challenge. Give yourself 3 challenges to do. You can do it. What stops you? Nothing stops you. Good.
We put some event in Dubai, something real application. We were planning about the roof, glass cleaning robots, right?
No, yeah, that is still there. There are already companies which have done that by multiple ways, as we speak. So sometimes, it's so strange that one side we have certain things and thoughts in our mind, and the next day you see somebody's already done it. The reason is because they are already gone that many steps ahead. Their access is better as such. And that's another thing I was explaining to them as to why it is different in different parts of the world as well. So, but yeah, that doesn't mean that because we have challenges here, we should not be successful. We have challenges, we are aware of them, but that gives us a better edge to overcome those challenges to then reach out. So while the world may see everyone as a level playing ground, for you that challenge is harder because of the hurdles in the way. But that only you will know that your success is higher than somebody else's because of that. And that's fine. Yeah. Don't worry about it too much. Okay? Very good. I wish you all the best. Thank you. It was a pleasure being you. Thank you for having me here and giving me the opportunity to speak. A lot of nonsense was there, but it's fine. My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. All the best. Please keep up the good work, everyone. Yeah. Friends and enemies. Yeah. Thanks. Take care. All the best. God bless everyone. Take care. Take care.
AJ. GDG.
Okay.
So one thing you told, bigger events.
Yeah, think big. Even if it's there's always a way to achieve it. That's what basically meant.
No, he told like international event, right? Is there any way like we as a huge platform can make teams from different colleges and go and participate and get sponsors or something and go? It's just a thought.
It's a possibility, but we should do some groundwork on our colleges.
Yeah.
The mindset we have to change first.
Yeah. The bigger problem is the colleges in this situation.
My principal went early, sure. So like, you should show your college the potential, like, you should show them value. Like if you restrict us, you won't get this. But if you allow us to go, your college will also get recognition. Like we should assure them that. Even from their point of view also, it's like understandable. Because they want the college to grow and they think the credits might go. But you have to assure them, if we win, the credit will be equally shared. There is no like they are only getting it. Again, that's groundwork should be done, like it's your own headache, our own headache.
Our own headache, not
For that, DK24 can't help much.
I think we'll have to make some sort of a collective branding. I don't know, some Mangaluru consort or like, something consortium of clubs or something like that.
Again, DK24 only we can make it, but again, the name maybe we have to rebrand a little.
I think DK Summit, let's just keep it as a
Part of it.
part of the thing.
Makes sense.
Like something that consortium holds regularly. But the
So this is our concert which will be happening at night.
Are invited.
So they are testing the speakers.
Sasta wala.
Yeah, this is the first concert, I guess, after a very long time.
After
in
a very
Sahyadri.
long
So
time.
this is also being tested.
Yeah, so a lot of things are being tested.
The musics are not sasta.
Yeah,
but
systems are good.
Systems are good.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Is this AC making the sound? No, right?
No.
That's that
Okay, let's get back to what.
But let's back to things. So I guess there are a lot of potentials actually which Santosh sir mentioned. Like it was not planned. He came and actually like came in with the same flow.
Yeah.
So that was really nice.
He had the same vibe as us.
Yeah, same vibe. Yeah. So again, decision making, he told we have to maybe think on that in future. Like
I think a very good system is a preferential voting system where like you have option 1 to 4 and if you select you do like a mean this thing, like if I can choose this as my first option, this as my second option, this as my third option, and you see like the average.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and you see which overall gets the best response.
that also can be. Like there can multiple ways. We should figure out with one. For that we need a voting, which we.
Yeah.
Okay. So jokes apart. Actually, quite a lot of things were discussed in this. So going back a little, again, communities we introduced, then collaboration, same thing, industry as well as real world. There is a lot, again, international also came into the picture now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things which we can do because we have a lot of connects as well. Everyone has connects. We should utilize them and we should have a common path how to do it. So again, we'll get onboarded on Discord. So we'll set up, right?
Yeah.
If you need any help, just we all will be there. Just give us
sure.
a boilerplate.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
make the attendee DK Summit group active also. Like it's not that only the organizers will keep typing.
Like if tomorrow you all are organizing an event and you all want other people to come, you can just share it there. And it doesn't just have to be limited to that. It's a casual group. You all can talk, you all can discuss whatever.
And as a note
We'll
again,
change the name also.
Yeah, we'll change. Yeah,
we'll
we'll
work
try.
on that. That is just a tentative. DK24 tentative.
yeah, there are a lot of WIPs. So again, note on that. Let's not end this year only. Let it continue after this. This is just the initial ignition to the entire thing. So let the fire go on.
I hope this meeting was productive.
Yeah. Any opinions on this? Like how we can improve, what can be done better? So let's have a feedback around as well.
Yeah, feedback.
Yeah.
So we'll go again the same way. Popcorn. So we'll go last.
What did we stop last time? What was the last-
SSOSC.
SSOSC will start.
Okay, but yeah, this was useful for us because our committee was a new committee, so we have got new ideas so that I can tell our lead also to implement it. And we are sorry that our lead was coming and he had again an issue, he went back. Okay. Yeah. And nothing else. Yeah, it was good. And we got some information also. Thank you. Yeah, to SOSC.
No, next.
Next.
We'll go last.
No, let it go the reverse way.
Reverse way, okay.
It was you, right? Huh.
Yeah, I think this summit was helpful. But one thing I wanted to add, since it's happening biannually, I'm pretty sure this doesn't get ghosted somewhere around. Like we have to
That's
do.
something we need to make sure though.
Yeah, we have to make sure that this stays alive, just like how it is right now. Yeah, that's all.
Next, who was there before?
Yeah, okay, so this session was actually very good, and the input from the speaker, I forgot his name.
Santosh Rodriguez.
Okay,
He's
Santosh sir.
His LinkedIn profile you share
I'll
in the
share
group.
the LinkedIn profile.
No, it's just that I'm bad at remembering
he owns
names.
a company, audit
Yeah.
company.
He is the founder of a company.
He owns the company.
Okay, so yeah, what again?
Santosh
Okay,
Rodriguez.
okay. The inputs from Santosh sir was really good, and yeah, we got to know our lack, like what we are lacking, and yeah, regarding the voting system, I think something has to be done, and I think instead of directly, participating from for international competition, I think it's a very big hurdle right now. So I think what we can do is, like maybe for the next 2-3 months, we can do our own what we have been doing, but inter college, like inter community, we can do it. But maybe in the next year, maybe 25 around this time, we can hold a national competition. I think that's one of the things we can focus on. I think you guys are 4th years, final years, right?
Yeah, finally. I am finally. This all are third years.
You're 3rd year. So, like your juniors, or we might not be there based on the short semesters that we're having. What we can do is our juniors or someone, we can make a national competition. We can try for a big round, and if that is a success, we'll have a much bigger footprint. Like we'll have a value. Okay, what we are doing is okay. We are like what to say success. Like whatever we are doing, we are good at those. We are best at those. So what we can do is we can plan for a national with this one. So that's one of the feedback that I want to give.
Reverse popcorn. Before GLUG PACE, who spoke?
Core.
Sessions was good. The collaboration is really important, which I like the point. I mean, I have not much to say about this actually. This is kind of new for me because I haven't attended such things till today actually.
Even we are attending it first time.
I mean, I haven't even attended for any other things of sessions also actually. This is my first time, you can say. So yeah.
Yeah. I hope you do convey what we discussed today to your team.
Yeah, I will.
And hopefully the recording has recorded correctly, and it is still going. So we'll share it as well in the.
We'll share a drive
once
link,
we upload
drive or
it.
YouTube.
YouTube
will
will
post.
share it. Okay. Hopes, all our hopes. Hopefully.
You go check that. We'll check that once.
We'll check it later.
Later.
Okay. Reverse popcorn. What was it? Kudla Builders.
Challenges.
Challenges. Yeah.
The main takeaway for me was like competitiveness is there, but we have to focus on building real projects. Yeah, like he said, national level competition. In every college we have the gold medal and the silver medal for the projects, right? We can do it over here also. It can, in a way, you can promote your clubs. Like people, they'll say they want to participate in it, but they can go through the clubs. It will be kind of like an incentive to join these clubs, right? It will be very hard for us to find people the first years.
Reverse. Who was there? Finite Loop or
Sceptix.
GDG? Who was that?
GDG.
GDG, right?
Anyone, it's already fun.
Okay, so the session was good. Next time we'll have to try to get in communities. And one more thing I forgot to tell earlier was, today I knew that Synergia was there. Like I knew Synergia is going to be held, but I didn't get any circular about it.
Yeah.
I couldn't sign up for any competitions or anything. So this way it will be a better way to promote those competitions also. So now there is Swami Vivekananda College. I have never known any competitions about them. So this will bring it. It'll help us. It'll help all the other students also in that way. Yeah.
Yes. So first of all, I would like to thank SOSC for keeping this thing. It was a great networking opportunity. I think, yeah, from this thing, we have been introduced to a lot of clubs which are very new. And I think we, as a community should also help those small clubs. Like FLC, SOSC and all are like pretty old clubs. We have good experience. So I think we should help the smaller clubs grow and in turn growing this entire community. We should keep adding more clubs as much as possible. But yeah, I think yeah. Anything to add, Satvik? Yeah, that's it from us. Thank you.
DevNation. This book, right?
So most of the things are already covered. So my only question is, when are we gonna start? So this,
Now.
yeah, like we are building the community. So what next?
What next? Ah, okay.
What next?
What
Yeah,
next?
That
that's
we
a
have
good
missed
point.
out.
Yeah.
Next is a good point.
What next? First, we'll set up the common platform. Then, what next?
Yeah.
What next?
GitHub repo. First,
After
we have to set up brand name something. Like
Brand
Mangaluru
name.
Consortium something.
Let's go with this. First, set up the communication channel for us to all discuss about this in the future also. Another is a branding.
Write it down. Otherwise, you'll forget.
Another is a branding, a collective branding, and it shouldn't infringe on somebody else's system. Like we are not keeping it for ourselves; it's for everybody. But at the same time, your club will also get recognition. Like they said, GDG dash. Okay, so like he said, GDG slash SJEC is there, right? Similarly, if I don't know, some consortium slash Sayadri, if we are organizing another this thing, so you get the recognition of both the consortium and the club at the same time. So there is no conflict of interest, and it is easier to explain to your management also. So that is one thing. Another is what else? Yeah, collaborative projects. Or if another thing is this can be any time. It doesn't have to be. If there's any event that you all have organizing, you can send it in the group. Another is if you want to form a team for some sort of this thing, and you know, oh, this person is good at that. I know he or she will do the work. So you can reach out to them and do it. We can plan that all out. And I think we'll have to set some sort of a system on how we decide on things, how we reject ideas, how we accept ideas. So that is another thing. Then any other things you all would like to add?
So these are like mainly the goals, but what are the steps? How we are doing it? That's what was this question.
Yeah.
So the goals are pretty clear. What and all we are doing. So steps, how we can approach it by setting up a common platform, and then setting up a common repo or org or something in GitHub. We will start adding some projects from our sides. Okay. So,
Actually,
so we'll start building some portals maybe.
Amrit, he put in
Shenava.
group about some project, right? In Flashmates.
Yeah, he had put
He had
something.
put some projects. I think it might be a great starting point.
Or else, what we can do is first we can have a portal for DK.
Sorry?
First we can have a portal for DK Summit. Then we can proceed because it helps for branding also.
Yeah, we will have a website. He told, no?
Yeah.
We don't have a website of
Yeah.
DK24.
In there we can add up the different
Add
problem
community
statements.
logos as well.
Yeah.
So who are all part of DK24?
And also we can have a sign-up page for other communities to be a part.
Yes.
And also we can have the different projects, different problem
So
statements,
it
different
should create
events.
the FOMO. Like,
Yeah.
why are you not a part of DK24 Summit?
Yeah.
So it should be like if some community goes to any industry, they should like, are you associated with DK24? That kind of branding we should create with DK24.
But also, I think we should set up some sort of a criteria or anything like taking in any or like any random club or association could also impact the branding, right? So if someone messes up something, that can be impactful on this as well. So there should be some sort of a consensus among everyone before onboarding any association or club, right? So we are the first founding clubs, we could say. So there should be some sort of process to onboard new clubs. Taking in random clubs from random new colleges could be harmful in like a bigger perspective, if you see.
So initially, even our plan was like that. We'll get one community from one college. So like, but again, that might be controversial because there are some colleges with have 2-3 good communities who work on different domains. So that might not be a long-term plan. So again, the process needs to be set up. Governing body maybe again future it
Or
is.
we can ask them to submit a proposal.
Yeah, proposal maybe. Yeah.
What we are, what we have done.
So we should have a set of SOPs like this is how we work and this is we should match with our goals. Whatever proposal they are sending.
Again, I feel that it would restrict few of the newer clubs, newer associations.
No,
like
but we should have some kind of like.
yeah,
Right? I understand the need to take newer, but how new is the question?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like a proposal. What you did then.
Yeah, like number of years and all should not be a like criteria. Based on what they can contribute, how they can contribute, and what value they can bring, that could be like the main criteria to get them in.
So right now we all are here because we have done a lot of events and we all know like what and all we did in different colleges. So same kind of like thing should flow forward. So they should know, okay, I have to satisfy this criteria, then only I can be a part of DK24. They should prove themselves
I don't think that will be a problem because even if they want to badly join, they can just work more.
Work more,
It's
yeah.
not like it's 1 year thing and done.
Yeah, setting up a criteria also brings that feeling of what do you call it? Yeah, and like everyone will have that desire to join that summit, so they'll improve. So if they improve, then it's good for everyone, right? It's a win-win situation for both of the clubs or community.
And also the active involvement of other.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
DK24, part of DK24, yes.
We got to
And
prove ourselves first of all.
Yeah.
That's why another thing is the inter-community workshop and stuff. Not just open to everybody because at a certain point when you get good speakers who like work on high technical problems, you have to educate the people to even know what they're talking about. So that is a big problem. Like when some speakers they come and talk, some people who just simply join have no idea what they're talking about and they've gotten nothing out of this thing. So at a certain point, you need people who are interested in that to join, who know what the topic is about. They should know something about it to be able to this thing. So that is one key takeaway that I wanted to tell.
And also one thing I want to add is that activeness of each association or club in the even that we have to monitor.
There should be a way to remove the club as well.
Yeah, that we have to
Because if there is
monitor.
no exit, people will be like, I came here, no, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything.
Let's set an inactivity period or something like that.
And also we have to set some metrics for that. Randomly we can't, right? So again, it will be so we need to set up certain metrics.
So again, like similar kind of structure, like the decision makers might be the alumni of that club because they already approved themselves and they are judging the other people down. So that kind like that again, it's again a 2 hour discussion, I guess.
Yeah.
How to set that.
That we can think it later once we are done with the initial process.
So
Yeah.
like, let's do one thing. We can maybe connect online also, but online is not actually effective, I feel like. Like maybe in like, as you told, monthly meetups. Monthly meetups offline is not impossible but difficult. Online might be a possibility, but we should come on a common time and like.
No, the monthly meetups, let's just do one thing. If it's needed, we'll do it.
Yeah.
Like it's not a set thing that every month we have to meet up. If there are some things that require us to meet and talk, let's set up a meeting like that. Let it not be every month let's set a meeting. Because we won't have enough topics to discuss every month either. Only if we have enough topics, let's meet up and discuss.
And also one thing, sorry for that. One thing what I can add up is we are having 2 meetups as planned, 2 meetups in a year. So apart from like how Sceptix, sorry. So as they mentioned, like apart from those time, we will be ghosted, like it will be net. So my idea is like we'll conduct some workshops or sessions by so there we can make this DK Summit active part. So again, we'll be introduced to different community members of different colleges.
Right. Okay. Then let's do one thing where it's like a set thing of 2 events per this thing, but in between are proposals.
Yeah.
People who want to do something. There's a workshop coming up. They want to work on something like that. It's not a Yeah, exactly. Right.
2 events will be from the banner of DK Summit, the main events. The other will be like the small
So
collaboration.
in the same portal where we told we'll mention all the communities, we can mention all the events also, what
Yeah,
all
yeah,
has
yeah.
been done. So that also will be a proof of work for us to like pitch to other
Com- com-
companies and communities as well.
And it's easy to reach out for companies also, if
Yeah,
that's what.
because through
Like,
the
we have
ads
a
up, if
common-
they could. Yeah.
Because if the company asks what have you all done, instead of just telling it to them, we can just show it to them.
Or else even they will only see. They will get,
Yeah, that's
in
what.
case if they get our application, they don't.
So yeah, so the coming back to the steps, platform, repo or org for contributing some projects. So we'll before the branding, right?
Yeah, branding.
So we'll
also.
come that this year now only. Well, let's not delay it.
One more thing we have to know, inform industry also about what we are doing. We
Yeah.
have to make some
So
arrangements for that as well.
it should like whenever you meet someone, you should like okay, we are doing this also. Like it should go word of mouth. So something like you can also tell we are also part of this. We are trying this initiative. So they are just aware about it. Then once we are in a common like a good settled position, we can take it like full scale.
Okay, so any good designers here?
Do your team have any
Yeah.
concerns?
Would you all want to design a logo or something for this?
Logo is good, right? No need.
Yeah. Hmm?
Logo.
No, yeah, are you just keeping it as DK?
And that logo, no, that is a fun part. Okay, we asked the designer why the D is like a G. He's like that's a pump well cut. You know the pump well ones, the fly below the flyover. It was just a joke, but I don't think so.
No, logo is fine, I guess, because logo is fine because we can extend till 10 years also. DK 29, DK 26,
No, but
25.
like it doesn't communicate what we are.
Yeah.
Like if I say, oh, we are part of DK24 or DK, yearly will change. No, how do we like communicate?
We
that?
need something like a Mangalore consortium.
Yeah,
something like a
Mangalore Consortium of Clubs. This is a very generic thing, but Mangalore Consortium of Clubs or something like that.
It should be something cool. It should not some taxi association.
Yeah. It shouldn't.
It should be Lions Club.
Oh my god. It shouldn't be too generic also. Like you say Lions Club, you won't understand anything. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it will take that.
This is just
We're just
basic branding. This thing.
that you might feel.
Yeah, all the
important thing.
If there's anything else, we'll send the video also. So if there yeah, obviously.
Yes. So yeah, let's discuss it in like chats, I guess.
Starting our way. To wait until you can take that.
But
Or else you can come back.
Yeah.
Just give us a call. I'll give it to you then.
Yeah. Stay till concert also. It's fine.
Stay tomorrow.
Concert.
Thank you for having us.
Yes. Thank you for joining actually. So yes, I guess let's not drag a lot.
Yeah.
You all are hungry, I know.
Even I'm hungry. So yeah, we'll just settle that. Some sort of planning thing. That is, we can discuss later also.
We'll
That
do
is
one
not a
thing.
problem.
Let's keep it like we all will think of names from our side and we'll put the suggestions in the group, and then again the voting thing. We'll decide on the name.
And also the roadmap, like on what day,
Roadmap.
by what day, what we have to complete,
Yes,
because
we
that
have
is more
notes
needed.
made.
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we can keep like a raffle and all. Yeah.
I think in that regard, let individual people not keep messaging. Like one community, all the inputs from this thing, put it in one message, send together. I think that's a better approach. Otherwise, you'll just get buried with text. So, like if, for example, GDG has like these suggestions, blah blah blah, logo suggestions, blah blah blah, name suggestions, something like that, and everybody can follow that format. And I guess I don't know if you're doing it on WhatsApp now. I guess you can just rank it by the number of likes it gets or something. Voting system, yeah.
So yeah, we'll Discord has a lot of metrics.
Yeah.
We
For
can
just
build a bot
until
just for that voting system.
Yeah.
A bot will message like what you want to choose, then it will do all the aggregation and all, then it will give you the result. This was the consensus result. So yeah, again, a lot of opportunities actually. So we started small, let's finish it bigger. Okay. So with this, I guess we are good to end the entire thing.
Is there anything something we left
final?
out you all want to talk about?
One more thing, do you think some sort of a social media page for this thing is required by any chance?
Social media.
Some sort of social media presence.
The problem what happens is we just we'll open keep it, but the thing is continuing it. That's the problem. Like someone should be responsible of like keeping the page active. Like creating it is not a big deal. But again, if you think long term, it should not become dead at one point.
Yeah. Again, we need to. Yeah, again, we have to have a media team. Again, we have a content team. It will be bit. So initially we don't need, I guess, but later in future, yes.
We need a website, of course.
Once after the website, everything is done. When once after the core fundamental works are done, then we can go up.
So website, how to build once we get a common platform.
Once we decide all the branding, then we'll get started.
Just now again, don't be shy on talking and all. Just be active in the group. There's no one to judge. I might have made a lot of mistakes as well while I am talking here. So it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we'll forget. I mean, we should forget the wrong things, but remember whatever takeaways are there from this. So let's not forget this initiative. So we'll keep it active and we'll make sure our juniors also take this further in the upcoming years as well. So yeah, with this note, let's end this DK24 Summit. And I would like to thank all the communities who came here, who took their time to come here and be a part of this, which was supposed to be 1.5 hour, a 3-hour summit. So yeah, thank you very much to each and everyone. And let's keep up this spirit and let's achieve the goal, whichever we have planned here. So yeah, again, thank you everyone. And I would like to thank Ranjana, who was taking notes of the entire meeting. She is a part of SOSC. And then Savinay, who has been here taking photos, he is also part of SOSC. And all the media person who came here and there. Okay, so yeah, thank you everyone. So yes, let's do this.
I think we can have a group picture with the summit.
Okay,
the first summit.
We can do one thing.
We will stand there.
Stop recording, Atau.